And good afternoon and welcome to John Coburn Oval. It's a big day, first against second in the first division in the MPNFL. YCW undefeated. Frankston YCW. Mount Eliza have dropped just one game but been involved in 5 games with a margin has been less than 1 goal, and they've won 3 of those, drawn 1 and lost 1. O'Brien Real Estate looking after us today. Dan Lonigan is my name. A great pleasure to be here. Before though we get involved in what's going to be happening today in what's a big round of footy in the MPNFL, let's go back some 31 years. It's the 30th anniversary. It would have been last year, but of course COVID ensured there was no football last year. So we've got the 30th anniversary of the 1991 Premiership team for Frankston YCW. A controversial day against Pines. It wasn't a great day for MPNFL football. There were a lot of fights, but at the end of the day, you'd have to say YCW kept their heads and got over the line by 23 points. On my left, the president at the time, Marcus Leonard. Marcus, great to have you with us.
Nice to be here.
And one of the legends of local footy. He coached Frankston to the 1984 VFA Grand Final against Preston, who were coached by Ray Shaw, and then went on to coach this magnificent Frankston YCW team to 4 flags in the 1990s. Josh Kendall. G'day, Josh. Good to have you with us.
Thanks, Dan. Brilliant.
Now, Josh, I'll take you back 30 years. It was a game that you weren't favourites. You were well beaten in the second semi. How confident were you going into the granny?
Look, it was going to be tough, and when Pines had kicked 10, I think, in the last quarter or around about that in the second semi. Had a tough game against the Mountie boys who were playing here today in the prelim, but prevailed. And I like to think that in a final series to play 3 games, you always risk, if you lose one, you're out. But to play 3 games over that period was good, and I think our fitness was there, and Pines had only played the 2, so we were fairly well prepared for it. Yeah,
a lot of self-belief.
Oh, look, it wasn't so much the critical thing in anything is being well prepared. Look, we knew that if we could perform on the day that we had a really good chance. We're up against a great opposition that had a magnificent year, so it wasn't going to be easy. But, we planned pretty well for it. We knew and expected what would happen. So it wasn't as a surprise to us, and our team was just absolutely unbelievable. The courage of the guys to maintain their eye on the ball the whole time was just unbelievable.
Marcus, it was the start of a great period, and you were there 3 premierships in a row. Did you feel you were ready to win one in 91?
Yeah, I did, because we had a good season, obviously, and we did recruit well. And obviously, Josh was appointed at the start of the season, so Josh and I met at my place prior to the year starting before we signed him, and I just said, look, we need 4 players. We come up from second division the year before. We just need a ruckman, a on-baller, and a centre back. So we were able to recruit those because of Josh's reputation, and we had the players. And then we got involved with Joe Credara there as a major sponsor, and we were able to get a couple of players from Frankston mid-year. Martin was one, and Darren Coughlin. So we believe we had the talent, just that we had a bad second semi. And
a bloke by the name of Whitfield wasn't a bad acquisition.
That's Marcus. One of the 4. Yeah, that's one of the 4.
Kicked his 100th in the grand final, of
he
course,
did,
didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And an even better year next year, I think, Josh, didn't he?
Well, he did, and to come back the way that he did, and of course, it obviously runs in the family because Lockie's not a bad player, is he?
He's going all right. Now, you said you kept your eye on the ball. We know about the incidents in the last quarter. Did you get a feeling during the game that it was about to implode a bit?
Not to the extent that it did. We knew it was going to be tough and it was going to be physical, but to the level that it ended up going to, we weren't prepared. I don't coach that way, and never have. But so to us to maintain our coolness and our calmness, and to finish the game off the way that we did, it was pretty good. Yeah.
Now, Marcus, I'm not sure how many people saw it. I did the recall last year, and it wasn't on the television replay. Seeing Richard go down, how are you feeling as president? How concerned were you for your star full forward at the time?
Well, it was pretty devastating when you looked across and he was on the ground. Obviously, they didn't finish there, and it was a shock to everyone. There was, 8,000 people, 10,000 people there, and everyone was in shock.
Did you think it was going to explode from that point onwards with the crowd?
Yeah, well, it did, and you'd see it because obviously our blokes stood up for him and they all ran in, and then it was on for young and old. But because of Josh's coaching, we just still continued to play football, and they sort of lost the plot a bit because they were obviously upset as much as what we were, what had happened. Because it was just one of those things that you never expect to happen, but when it did, it just imploded from there.
How proud were you, Josh, that, as you said, the guys kept their eye on the footy. They were determined to get the job done. I mean, it was obviously a worrying situation at the time. We don't like to see it happen. I know that the fullback of Pines, Luca, has regretted what happened.
Oh, look, there's no doubt.
And he will always regret it, and Pines have regretted it, and they've certainly moved on. And it's a terrific club, no doubt about that.
I think that's the great part about it, is that our obviously Snides, teacher's down there now.
Yes.
He's got a good relationship with Johnny, their president.
Yes. Jeff Spiegel's
Jeff. Yep. So they're and they're in contact quite a bit, and they're trying to emulate and be a club like us. And for them to move on, and look, it's no different to the 1989 League Grand Final, is it, with Derby? Like, we talk about it, we move on from it, and yeah, we hope we're all better for it. And I think, Pines have, and it's great that they have, and it's a credit to them.
Do you feel, Marcus, after you won the first one, there was a winning culture around the club that you could have the success you were going to have throughout the 90s?
Yeah, well, because of that win, obviously, we were able to attract more sponsors, and one in particular was a fruit guy in Frankston that put a lot more money in. So our recruiting in the pre-season 92, the year after, was pretty exceptional. And people do say that team of 92 is probably the best team ever on the peninsula, and it proved it with the way we won the next grand final.
Do you agree with that, Josh? That 92 team was even better?
Look, it was good. Look, we were underdogs in most of the flags that we actually won, but that one was a very, very good year, and I think we ended up winning it by about over 10 goals, Marcus, didn't we, in the end? But
the game was closer than you think. A couple of years ago I watched it. In the third quarter they had their chances, Chelsea, to come back and get in front of us. But we beat them 4 times that year.
Which is obviously very important. And then, of course, you won again in 1993, and you had a 3-year gap where you didn't win, and then you managed to find a way to win in 97. How good was that after you've dominated for 3 years? A team can lose their hunger. We've seen Richmond last night. We think they might have lost their hunger, and then you got them back up there, Josh.
No. Well, actually, I went to Frankston 94, 95. So, this bloke over here wasn't too happy, but I had an opportunity to go there, so I went back and coached Frankston, the Dolphins, in 94, 95, and we played finals both of those years. And then I had a year off 96, and then 97 had the opportunity to come back, and again underdogs in 97 against Goose. We were able to prevail, I think, 3 or 4 points that day. So
and they were a very strong side, weren't they? And he was at his pomp then, wasn't he, the Goose?
Yeah, and again we had to play the 3 games during the final series, and they only played the 2 because
I just mentioned getting back to the Pines. I just thought of it then. Barry Moore, their president, rang me that Sunday night after the grand final and said, look, we have to get together.
Yes.
Because all things were going to happen the next day. So I was at Barry's house the next morning at 9 o'clock, and he promised me that they would clean the club up and get rid of the bad culture. And to their credit, they beat us 2 years later in the grand final.
Right.
When Josh had gone back to Frankston, we both played off again.
Were you nervous about that meeting, Marcus?
No, not at all, because I've always had a good relationship with Barry.
Yeah.
Barry's an honourable bloke, and we always had a good relationship because we drank a few times during the year at the club, because I always believed after a game you go and socialise with the opposition, win, lose or draw, and I made a point of going to the opposition presidents every game.
And what's it mean, Josh, to be here today, 30 years later? A lot of the guys are here, and you're all looking pretty good. You're on great show. I'd like to be looking as good as you guys in 30 years' time. If I'm still alive, that is.
Look, it's fantastic. Look, we keep in touch, on a regular basis, and with these reunions to catch up. But we love. I was lucky enough to go to the Mickey Leo golf because we lost Mickey. Back in 99, I think it was.
20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago, and that was just before a game, and he was. We've obviously got the club award in his honour, so we catch up for a game of golf and chat. So and that's brilliant. You only do it because you've played in these games together.
Yeah.
Can you believe it's 30 years, Marcus?
No.
You're still looking great shape.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Good.
The thing about football, you always remember the grand finals you win.
You do.
Do
you remember the ones you lose?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Do you, Josh? Because you've coached a lot of grand finals.
Yeah, look,
win and lose.
Yeah, no, look, they're very hard things to win.
They are,
and to get in them, to even be there is fantastic. So you don't get too far ahead. But in my career, I've sort of been involved in 8 winning ones, which
pretty good.
Which have been good over the period of time. So I've been fairly lucky in that regard.
It's great to have Josh Kendall, the coach of the 1991 Premiership team for Pines. Marcus Leonard was their president. Gentlemen, enjoy the rest of the celebrations today, and I suppose to cap it off, to see if YCW can stay undefeated. I know you've got to go in the rooms and be addressed by Paul Goonan with the current players. Have a great day, and thanks so much for joining us on GameFace.
Brilliant, Dan. Thanks for having us.
Great to have Josh Kendall and Marcus Leonard with us as part of the 30-year celebration for Frankston YCW. We're here for O'Brien's Real Estate. We'll preview the big game very shortly. In the reserves at the moment on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard, YCW 6-3-39, and Mount Eliza, who won by 1 point against the fast-finishing Bombers last week, 3-6-24. Got some big changes, which we'll tell you about shortly. Back with more. Get your game face on.
Hi everyone, it's Tim from Growth Syndicates Australia, and we're financial transformation specialists. Our clients are eliminating their mortgage in a much shorter period of time, creating more wealth and boosting their super. This is all done without impacting their lifestyle. Sounds amazing? Well, let me explain a little bit about the GSA Advantage. With clients all around Australia and a head office located in Elsternwick, our team of very experienced professionals enable unique and exclusive property investment opportunities through wholesale investing for clients to achieve specific outcomes. Our current projects are located in Brighton, Malvern East, Kew, Glen Iris and Mont Albert North. Everyone's busy and that's a fact. But did you know for every day you have a mortgage and underperforming investments or superannuation, you're missing out on $350 every day. It all starts with a friendly phone discussion to then arrange a meeting to provide you with a clear picture on what GSA achieves for our clients, and with no charge or obligation, see where these results can apply to you. So check us out at growthsyndicatesaustralia.com. Give us a call on 1300 205 556. I'd love to have a catch-up coffee with you at your place or our office. See where GSA can improve your financial position.
back to John Coburn Oval, getting ready for the seniors match very, very soon. Couple of big outs for the Mount Eliza side. Shane Tennant not playing. Bailey Breen we thought mightn't play because he suffered the shoulder injury last week and did well to keep playing in their 1-point thriller, getting over the line against the Bombers last week. They're both out. Joey Watts, number 35, comes in, and Nick McKinnon, who played well in the reserves last week, also comes in. And one of our guests at the moment, Kev Lilac, is also out for the YCW side, replaced by Josh Pickus. His brother Sam plays a terrific shutdown role at the Bombers. Also here, Brendan Dunn, one of the great coaches in the MPNFL, part of our commentary team on GameFace. Welcome, Dunny. Good to have you with us.
Thanks, Dan. Good to be here. Good to see some Divi 1 footy today. So obviously going to be a massive game. Two sides doing really well this year. Really experienced YC side against a really young Mount Eliza side, so it should be exciting.
Kev, welcome to you. If it was a final, what have you played?
Maybe I probably would have jumped on board. Just woke up Thursday with sore ab, I think. I'm not too sure. And just made that call this morning. Not sure if I was going to get through the whole game, so not worth the risk for the boys.
Tell us about Josh Pickus. He comes in, of course, his brother Sam plays at the Bombers.
Mate, Gun, last time he played for us, 2012.
Really?
It was against Mount Eliza.
Hasn't played for 9 years in the seniors.
I don't think so.
Wow.
Gee.
Yeah, I'm pretty...
Because he's at Willie, been at Willie, hasn't he?
Been at Willie, so
right.
at Frankston. So, last time he won a flag with us. So, good signs.
Well, gee, you've got a lot of depth, haven't you? And tell us, this is a wonderful story. He's 29 years old. He's a mate of Lockie Wallace's. They went for a run, and he said to Jordan Fado, come down and have a kick.
Yeah.
Now he's playing senior footy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable story.
Pretty sure Geordie works at the cafe that Lockie goes to, and
Right.
they've become good friends. And then, he's a monster. There's not much of him. Really good in the air, really good with his hands. And when Lockie first asked him to come down, he's like, nah, don't think so. I'm a bit too old for that. Come down and just been dominating the twos.
Well,
So the writing's been on the wall and just waiting for him to get a game. And the boys are excited that he's got a game. He's one of the nicest blokes you ever meet.
YC just producing
They do.
talent.
Left, right and centre.
Forever.
Brendan, it's a little bit overcast.
It is.
I thought it was going to rain all day, and I was a bit worried about the fact they're a little bit top-heavy. They've got, obviously, the three forwards, Painter,
Yep.
Butland, Trebek, who can play, I suppose, as a medium-sized forward.
Yep.
They've got Vidal as the ruckman, along with Schmidt. Are they too top-heavy?
I'm not sure. I think Richmond definitely were last night. Bringing in Samson and not touching it. But I think today's probably midfield battle, to be honest. I think Mount Eliza get up and about. They've won some close games. They've got young talent throughout the ground. But if YC can dominate the midfield, I reckon they'll definitely win today. And then the big boys can help around the contest too. Get on top. Get some good footy early, and if they're putting Mount Eliza backs under pressure, Mount Eliza have to win the footy around the contest today if they're any chance to win. I really rate YC. I think they're the side to beat this year.
Well, they've been outstanding. They've won every game bar one, and they drew with Mount Eliza earlier in the season. Kev, what did you learn from that? You had a bad second quarter by memory that day, didn't you? And then you fought back brilliantly in the second half to get a draw.
I think the first half we were a bit focused on them. We're about going in and smashing them and getting up, bringing the game to them.
Yeah.
And then we sort of just got sucked in. We were complaining to the umpires, gave away a few 50s, and just weren't concentrating on our footy. And then at half time we spoke about focus on YC footy and our game plan, and we did that. We came back in the third quarter, and then just couldn't get the chocolates at the end of it. But it's going to be a cracker game. I think last time it was a tale of two halves, and I think both teams would have learned something from that game.
You find that with young sides a lot, don't you? It doesn't matter which comp it is, but if they're up and about, they're just full of confidence. So if YC can learn from that, and then not allow Mount Eliza to get any confidence today, I think with their control and their systems that they've had for so long, goes a long way to them winning.
Yes.
They just can't allow Mount Eliza to get their backs up, because kids love that, and they just run and run and run.
On the GameFace Facebook record, I've written a piece this week where I reckon Mount Eliza are a role team. There's not too many stars in that side, guys, is there? I mean, Hammond's a good player, we know that. The back line, a lot of, with the greatest respect, no names but do the job. Sam Gill, Will Anthony, within the club they are, and I don't mean that with any disrespect whatsoever. Unobtrusive Mark Colvin, but they just get the job done week in, week out.
You look at it, Tennant's out, but you've got Gill and Booth, who are probably experienced there than everyone else.
He's very young.
Quite young, so... they'll probably look to, with Tennant out, Gill and Booth are going to have to be really important today, I think, just in terms of leadership-wise. But yeah, there's not a lot of experience out there. Maybe we don't know if they're guns yet, Dan. They haven't been playing long enough. But
well, that's right.
Definitely, if you look at the list on paper, you'd say YC have them covered.
Well, Bailey brings a big out. He's a very, very good player. He's had an outstanding season, one of the great tacklers in the comp. Kev, I'm in love with your back line. Most weeks I talk about how good the back line is. Craig Millwood doesn't want me to give him a shout out, but I will as the back line coach. You've conceded 59 goals as a back line this year. The most amount was 13-8 in the draw against Mount Eliza and 10 goals against Edith Vale. Other than that, it's been 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Why is your back line so good?
We really try and play a forward half game, and if we can get the ball in our forward half and into our forward line, we know that we can win the game or put a really high score up. So, yeah, we're sort of just lucky that our game plan is get the ball forward and keep it there. So once the ball's in, we set up well behind the ball, and we try and work, as you guys have been saying, as a unit. And, you know, it's not about if, you know, one player gets up and kicks 5 goals, it's no one's fault. It's the whole back line's fault. So just try and really work as a team and communicate and work together. And, that's, I think, why that's our big strength.
How do you find, Kev, with that leadership that you've had, which has been so good for so long? I mean, it must be great for the coach because you guys, if that ball's in your forward line, you're just probably helping each other out, knowing exactly how each other play, what positioning you need to be, how far off the ball. That probably really helps. Have you found, because you've had so many players play together for so long and obviously a lot of success, that you it's just second nature now, whereas some of the younger sides, you're still learning how other people play. So you might be a centre-half back and you know the half-back's in the right position, but you don't quite know whether he's going to get to the ball as he should, where you guys probably just have 100% confidence in each other, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. And I think our back line is the team with most experience with each other. I think we've injected some new players into the forward line, into the midfield, but our back line has stayed the same pretty much. I think Matty Briggs is probably the only new face down there that hasn't been at the club for a while. So, you know, Byron, he's a great...
And he came in off the street too, Kev, didn't he?
Oh, he's a cousin of...
just another one.
All right, boys. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Chris Holcomb wants to have his go now, so I really appreciate it. Kev, good luck for the team today. Hopefully you're back playing next week.
Yeah, hopefully.
And we'll see what happens. Should be a great game. Brendan Dunn will be with us right throughout the day. And, of course, O'Brien Real Estate, one of our major sponsors, $1,000 to a home club if a property lists, sells and settles as part of a great deal for O'Brien Real Estate. Back with more shortly. Big game of footy coming up. We are pumped up. A 5-goal win to YCW on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard in the reserves. 8-6-24 over the Mount Eliza Football Club, 3-6-24. The seniors getting underway shortly. Wayne Capp will join us. Chris Holcomb's here. Brendan Dunn as well. It's a cast of thousands. And then there's little old me as well. Back with more shortly. Get your game face on.
Hi everyone, it's Tim from Growth Syndicates Australia and we're financial transformation specialists. Our clients are eliminating their mortgage in a much shorter period of time, creating more wealth and boosting their super. This is all done without impacting their lifestyle. Sounds amazing? Well, let me explain a little bit about the GSA Advantage. With clients all around Australia and a head office located in Elsternwick, our team of very experienced professionals enable unique and exclusive property investment opportunities through wholesale investing for clients to achieve specific outcomes. Our current projects are located in Brighton, Malvern East, Kew, Glen Iris and Mont Albert North. Everyone's busy and that's a fact. But did you know for every day you have a mortgage and underperforming investments or superannuation, you're missing out on $350 every day. It all starts with a friendly phone discussion to then arrange a meeting to provide you with a clear picture on what GSA.
Welcome back to YCW Football Ground. Dan, we're back. We are. And what a game we've got on our hands here. Top of the table clash.
Welcome back, everyone. We're just trying to also organise Richard Whitfield to have a chat to us as well. It's the 30th anniversary, of course, of the Pines YCW Grand Final. Start of a wonderful era for the YCW Football Club, and they're still undefeated in the competition today. Welcome, Wayne Cap. Good to have you with us, Cappy. Big game of footy today, mate.
Yeah, very excited, Dan. Top of the table clash. Two teams that have got a lot of history and, two teams that are performing excellent this year.
Shane Tennant out for Mount Eliza. Bailey Breen as well. Coming in, Joey Watts, number 35, and Nick McKinnon, number 37. We know that Kev Lilac is out, and Josh Pickus hasn't played for about 8 or 9 years for YCW. A lot of VFL footy at Williamstown, Frankston, etc. He's the older brother of Sam, who's at the Bombers, so he comes in.
Yeah, Josh is a gun, so that's a real plus for YC today. With Matty LaFontaine missing, obviously, Josh fills that role quite nicely. But Josh is, I think over 100 VFL games now with Williamstown.
A lot of footy.
And he played in a premiership at YC in 2012 as a 17-year-old. So he's been on our list all that time, but we never
hasn't played much footy.
Haven't been able to get him because of his commitments with the VFL, but he's a genuine superstar.
100th game for Lockie Wallace today, been a legend of the club, and in recent times, Hulks, he was having a run with a fellow called Jordan Vidot. And he said, why don't you come down and play some footy? No, not interested in that. Then he changed his mind. He's 29. He plays his first senior game today. It's a great story in footy, isn't it?
That's a magic story. So they keep coming up with these little stories and clippets, don't they? They're unbelievable. But I can't wait for today's game. We saw Mount Eliza last week of how good they were against Frankston Bombers.
Yeah.
Without their... They haven't got out-and-out stars out. Tennant and Breen out will be huge for them today. But they just find a way to get over the line. They run well, they tackle well. So they do all the little things spot on, but they come up against a very, very good YC side today. 5
games, Cappy, decided by less than a goal for the Mount Eliza side. They lost one to Red Hill by 3 points, beat Sorrento by 4. 1 point results, getting over the line against Edith Vale Aspendale Bombers last week and the draw against YCW.
Jeez.
So they've got a tremendous self-belief, haven't they, in knowing how to win those close ones.
Well, they just never out of the contest. And, last week was a perfect example. They had Frankston coming really hard at them and they refused to buckle and, they hung in there and they end up getting the points. And it's so vital to win those close games. If you want to play finals, if you want to get a double chance, you've got to win those close matches.
The most impressive thing about last week was that they got headed and they went in front, Frankston. They had all the momentum and the young kids just stood up and actually refused to lose. I mean, Granny had a shot late in the game, which probably would have won the game, and Khan took one in the square. So a few things went right for them, but I was really impressed with how they finished the game off.
Yeah, it was a fantastic performance, and we'll see how they go today. But earlier in the year, YCW probably had almost their worst quarter of footy, and it was the highest score that they've conceded all year, which was 13-8-86 generally. They've kept teams, Cappy, under 7 goals. They've been magnificent.
Yeah, well, that game, I got there at half-time of that game early in the year against Mount Eliza, and Mount Eliza were miles ahead. They obviously jumped them big time in the first half, and they got their act together, YC, in the second half of that game, and they just couldn't get that extra score right at the end. They were coming real hard, but Mount Eliza hung on. So it was a real tight battle, and the draw was a fitting result. It was just a match in 2 halves.
Are you worried, Hulks, that YCW might be a bit tall? The 2 ruckmen and then the 3 forwards?
Worried for who? Worried for Mount Eliza or worried for YC?
Worried for YC that
Nah.
they just might be a bit too top heavy.
Not at all. I don't think we'll get too much rain today. I think it's cold, but we won't get too much rain. Yes, Mount Eliza are going to cover the ground, but no one's ever said that YC can't cover the ground. That midfield through that they've got Wallace and they've got Mullane and Goonan, they cover the ground.
They've got enough run on the outside, though?
Yeah. Well, you look at young Rowan Steele, who's been fantastic this year.
He's 14 goals this year.
Yeah, no, he's got some wheels on him. Don't worry about that. So
keep your eye out for Christian Sampras too.
You like him?
Yeah, he's only played 2 games and he's kicked 6 goals. He's a real talent. He's been in the junior program at YC and he's come in and really impressed everyone at YCW with his pace. He's like lightning and he's really hard to match up on.
What about the great Josh Butland? What about his pace? Is that going all right? Or?
Oh, he's probably not the quickest.
Both have got good under-19 players coming in. Cam Price played last week and kicked a clutch goal, didn't he, Hulks?
He was good, yeah.
The under-19 captain of Mount Eliza, and you mentioned Christian Champus, and also the other young fellow who won the under-19 BNF in 2019 is Kaya Dees.
Kaya Dees has played most games in the seniors. I want to say he's played them all. I'm not 100% sure, but he's found himself a spot in the midfield, and that's a really good effort in a really strong midfield group to be able to burst into that group. So he's a kid with a huge future, and he's one of 5 guys who played in the 2019 Premiership team who have made themselves found spots in the senior side.
So we're almost ready for a start here. Is there a breeze blowing, boys? You guys know this ground much better than I do.
I'll tell you that, the breeze down.
Yeah, you've spoken to Jane, or did you watch her last night? What was she wearing last night, Hulks?
Oh, no, I didn't get a chance to have a look at her last night. But I was on the phone with her this morning and she said we should be pretty right for rain, just a little bit of breeze. So
You always find at this ground, I don't think it is today, but it does tend to sort of push to that scoreboard pocket. It gets favours that end a lot, and play can get caught up in that area.
Now, we'll keep an eye on our other awards today. The goal of the day for Anytime Fitness, mark of the day, Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South. Best on ground, a brand new sponsor, Rosebud Country Club. And come and discover what makes Rosebud Country Club unique and highly regarded. We look forward to giving you a warm welcome. And around the grounds, and of course the top 8 boys, as we discussed on the footy show on Wednesday night, playing each other in 2nd Division. Hastings are 9th, and they've got, well, we think on paper, a relatively easy game against Tyab to put themselves in a position to stay in the finals race. And we'll keep an eye on that thanks to Jeff Wignall forward with branches in Hastings, Mornington, and also Frankston. Let's see some of the matchups. We know that young Verdot's going to the bench. Dees is going to the bench. And I think Champus is another one off to the bench for YCW.
And Hayden Raphael.
On the wing is Bailey Engwin. He'll play on Jordan Rouse to kick it off.
Big game for Goddard too. I thought he was good last week against Khan and Harry Pryor. That's going to be an interesting battle in the middle.
Defending at the Frankston end, this reliable YCW defence. So we're underway for O'Brien's Real Estate. Thrown up in the middle of the ground. And one down by Goddard, who foots it out of the middle for Mount Eliza. And straight away, they get a hand pass out of the middle, and Goonan receives it. And it'll go back as he received a hand pass from Painter. But there's a free kick in the middle straight away. It'll go to big Bailey Schmidt. He's a big man. And he spreads it wide as a player on his own, taking the mark on the outer side. And it's kicked down the line towards half forward. No one can take the mark. Loose ball. An opportunity now to be cleared out of defence.
Mazarak.
But Mazarak picks it up. Has a shot at goal as Mount Eliza couldn't clear out of defence. And then there's a shot at goal. And straight away they've kicked a goal in the opening minute. What a start that is. Off the pack. They've got a goal. And that is a brilliant start. I think it might have been Brenton Lambert who kicked that goal.
Yep.
Number 53, the former Mount Eliza player, got it off the pack as they just pushed it forward, as they so often do, around the outer side, heading to the city end. It's one straight 6-0 in the opening minute. Grace Syndicate's Australia's scoreboard.
That wasn't pretty, but they just, got it forward quick, kept the ball moving, kept it alive, and some sure hands there by Lambert at the end was really good.
Last week, Mount Eliza were pushing deep down into their back line. There seemed to be a lot of one-on-ones through there then, and they didn't push back as hard.
Thrown up in the middle of the ground against Schmidt. Gets beaten by Goddard. Hutchison out of the middle roves. Kicks to half forward. Wallace in his 100th. Gets an unfair bounce. Ball's at the back. Player went down to get hold of the footy. Will take a free kick. Colvin. He was going down to get hold of it. He'll take that free kick in the back pocket. Mark Colvin, reliable defender for the Redlegs. Delivers to the outer side to Nelms. He's at half back. Beautiful distributor last week. Kicks down the line. High kick. Clears everyone. Might skid out of bounds. It's kept alive only momentarily. Close to the boundary. Trying to keep it alive. Not able to, though, is Hura for the YCW side. Boundary throw in on the outer wing where the netball courts are.
Nelms was fantastic last week, so hopefully he can keep up his form. Very classy with the ball.
Is he playing off half-back or is he wing?
Oh, I think he was on the wing.
If he is, I think he's got a match up with Luke Painter, so that's not a bad battle.
Luke Painter playing up the ground as Goddard wins it down, and then a big pack forming at his feet. Player tackled, and the umpire says, "Give it to me, boys." Thrown up again. Tapped down by Goddard once more. Trying to burst through Mount Eliza, not able to. Player might have been tackled when he's not in possession. I think that's one of the Rouse boys. Is it Zach getting the free kick? It is on that outer side.
That's a good call from you, mate, if it is him.
He's at half forward. You look to drive it long. Kicks it inside 50. No mark taken at the drop. Ball's at half forward. Good tackle laid again by the Stone Cats. Picked up, though, by Hammond. Hammond on the left. His kick goes nowhere in a hurry. And the solid defence again holds up at half-back for the Stone Cats underneath the scoreboard. It's Luke Black. He goes in short. He finds Hutchison. Hutchison a half-distance pass to Goonan, who dominated last week. Thought he might have got a call up by the VFL, but hasn't, which is good news for the Stone Cats. He delivers into the middle of the ground, and that's a good mark to Butland. The great Josh Butland. Third in the goal kicking at the moment with 17. Takes the mark. Still on the wing, on the outer side. Slightly indecisive. Kicks down the line on that outer side. No mark taken. Ball's off hands. Loose contest at ground level. No one can get a clean possession. Quick skidding kick comes in from Painter. Breaking one tackle, breaking another. That's good footy by Mullane. And he picks out a teammate who takes the mark and will have a shot at goal, and that is Hura.
Apart from the
taking the mark is Steele.
The way Steele held back then, he was really impressive. He waited and waited for Mullane to be free, and then he took off and got into space, and he got himself in a really good spot and made it easy. So really impressive.
Looking for his 15th goal this year. One of 4 players to kick more than 10 for the Stone Cats so far. Misses to the right-hand side and a behind. We mentioned their defence has held firm and not conceded too many goals, and have kicked the sweep on a few occasions this year, the Stone Cats. Mount Eliza haven't really done that, as they inbound back into play to Colvin. Back pocket on the broadcast side or social club room side, with the 1991 Premiership team will be celebrating today. Quick kick down the line, and it'll be fisted out of bounds. And Luke Black, he's a big boy, isn't he? Does well to get a big fist on that. Boundary thrown on the wing.
Byron Barry's had the fresh haircut for today.
Yeah, he has. He looks good, the great man, doesn't he?
He's
boundary thrown.
Man of many haircuts, Byron.
One by Goddard. Gets the hand pass out to Kelly, but he might have run out of room. Couldn't go anywhere in a hurry. In fact, it was Burton who ran out of room there on the wing as he was trying to hook around on the right foot as Zach Rouse is right in front of us, getting ready to come back on. Harrison Scott as well, played in the reserves last week. Ball comes down to Goonan, well taken in a Hammond tackle. Don't think he got rid of that properly. Hutchison was taken down when not in possession. He'll take the free kick on the wing. Advantage called. Mullane got, no, it's not. Mullane got the hand pass to Hutchison, told to go back. Play probably technically had stopped as Burton comes off for Mount Eliza. Hutchison on the left, delivers out wide. Dees takes the mark. Dees now back to centre half forward. No one can mark. Ball's at ground level. Credlin's there. Gets the hand pass out. Wallace into an open goal. And in game 100, barracking while broadcasting is Wayne Capel. We won't hold that against you. 2-1, 13-0 on the Grace Syndicates Australia scoreboard.
Sorry,
we're going to have to strap the great man in today. I think.
I'm pretty excited. Lockie Wallace, 100 games.
Yeah,
that's, and for a great goal like that, that's fantastic. Lockie's been a great servant of our club, multiple premiership player. He's represented Vic Country. He flies under the radar a little bit, but that just showed what class he's got.
I think the writing's on the wall at the moment with Mount Eliza too. The midfield that they've got at the moment, when you've got Goonan and Mullane and Hutcho around the ball, they're winning a lot of those clearances, so they're going to have to lock down there. And they're pretty loose going. They're pretty loose in their defensive half too, which we didn't see last week at all.
No Brent or Tennant for Mount Eliza today. Thrown up in the middle, tapped down by Goddard. Roved again. Good hand pass comes out, and this is Dees who receives it. Gets the hand pass out, has the ball knocked away close to the boundary, and it'll be thrown back into play. And winning it again was Josh Pickus, who's been good so far with a couple of handy clearances, getting it by hand defensively. Boundary thrown on the wing on the outer side.
Tennant's a huge loss for Mount Eliza.
He just makes a contest, doesn't he?
Yeah, you know, he's so important for them to make contest. Oh, yeah, to make contests down forward, and then they can swing him back to, you know, keep the forwards honest. Back
into play. Schmidt taps it down at the road. Mullane, he couldn't quite get proper connection of the footy. Trying to come the other way. McKinnon in the side today for Mount Eliza. Very good, especially in the second half last week in the reserves, where they hung on by 1 point against the fast-finishing Bombers. But well beaten today by 5 goals by YCW, who went down narrowly to the Bombers earlier in the season. A tight reserves competition as well. Boundary throw-in. Big fist. Getting plenty on it on that occasion was Goddard. Ball's at ground level once more. Dees is there. Can't get hold of it. Nelms as well. But they've got numbers around the contest. Comes out to Pickus. Gets the hand pass to Mullane. They're on the burst again. Wing on the outer side near the scoreboard. He chips a little kick to half forward. Bursting his way through the great Josh Butland. Gets the hand pass out to Schmidt. Gets the hand pass out now to Dees. Dees is met. Kick will still find a target. Beautiful kick finds Briggs. Takes the mark on the wing. The cousin of Black turns his opponent inside out. Price drives his team long inside 50. YCW all over them at the moment. Ball at the drop. Hutchison couldn't quite grab it. Close to the boundary line, trying to get a hand pass out. On that occasion was Simmons for Mount Eliza. Lost control near the 10-metre goal square. Big contest at ground level. The handball does eventually come out. Hurry kick comes from the boot of Anthony. Gets the kick partially smothered. Colvin in there as well. Good contest, 35 metres out from the Stone Cats goal. Their forward pressure immense on that occasion, gentlemen. And they actually come up with a free kick.
It was well done by the Mount Eliza defence, because they were right under the pump there and they were able to hold it up. Unfortunately, they gave away a free kick, but that ball was coming in really quick.
You see they've pressed a lot harder now and they've got a lot more numbers behind the ball.
Yeah.
Well, they're in trouble at the moment, down 2-1, 13-0. Great Syndicates Australia scoreboard. This kick's coming back from Lockie Wallace, but a little bit too much. And in the end, it goes through for a behind, 2-2, 14-0. And GSA will help you retire in style, significantly enhanced superannuation for an ideal retirement lifestyle. Grace Syndicates Australia. So, into play. The left footer Simmons, straight down the middle. Getting up Price, makes a good contest. Ball's at the drop, no one can get it. Overrunning it, Watts, the late replacement for Mount Eliza, picked up now by Dees for the Stone Cats. Kicks inside 50. Big pack goes up at the Rove. Colvin's there for Mount Eliza. Kicks towards Scott. Had it knocked away. Ball's at ground level. Good play, Angwin to keep it back inside, attacking 50 for the Stone Cats. Gets met going the other way. Got the hand pass out. Price is at the drop. Then lays a tackle on Dees of the Stone Cats. The umpire says, give it to me. It's hardly gone forward for Mount Eliza to the Frankston scoreboard end, and they're trailed by 14 points. Vadu goes up, gets his first touch in senior footy, wins it down, going in hard Mullane, holds it up, he's on the bottom of the pack. The umpire says, give it to me, boys.
They're going to be in trouble when they come forward, Mount Eliza. YC got the extra. Credlin's there on his own in defence. That ball's going to come back just as quick as they bring it in if they don't even it up.
Tap down again. No one can get a clean possession. Good, tough contest. Held up in a standing tackle, Goonan, the former Mount Eliza player. Thrown up again. Comes out once more to Dees. Defensive give, another hard nut for them. And he finds Hoorah, who goes back.
Painter.
And the mark is taken by Painter at centre half forward. Taking side centre square, drills a pass inside 50. Had it knocked away. Good play by Colvin, who's playing a good defensive role at the moment. Anthony goes after it. Another experienced campaigner in defence for Mount Eliza, puts it over the boundary at half back.
Another issue they're going to have is last week Frankston Bombers allowed the hit-ups from half forward for Mount Eliza. YC's defence is that good. They're not going to allow that hit-up out.
They've got to drop back. They can't afford to let Credlin or Barry or any of those guys sit back on their own. And the pressure that's applied on the ball carrier is just bombing it in. So they've got to change it up a little bit, Mount Eliza, I think.
Well done, Verdue. Beat a couple of opponents. On the up, Goonan gets the hand pass out. Picker Smith the other way, lost control of it. Goonan collects again, lending him support. Swung around in a 360 tackle. That should nearly be holding the ball. Good pressure by Mount Eliza to spill it out of bounds, but it's still at half back as their defence is under immense pressure, defending at the city end of the ground. On the Grey Syndicates Australia scoreboard, 2-2-14 the Stone Cats Mount Eliza yet to score. Lots of instructions being issued. One down by Goddard, throws it on the boot for the Redlegs, but in the road, picked up by Engwin, tackled late, kicks his team back towards full forward, the Stonecats. Good bounce at the back. If he can pick it up in Butland, he's tackled, but he goes the wrong way. Good tackling in the end by Mount Eliza, and they just couldn't quite keep it alive then, the Stonecats. They've tightened up defensively, Hulk's Mount Eliza, but the problem is the ball's just coming in so often. There are repeat forward entries every 5 seconds or so.
As Cappy said, their exits aren't there. They're closing them off and they've got the extras behind the ball, I see.
Big fist by Goddard is doing a good job, but there's Engwin there, standing back as one of those players, looking to stop the exits, but he couldn't quite get hold of it for YCW. It's out of bounds at half forward on the outer side.
It was the same situation for him last week and they pushed numbers back and that worked for him, but yeah, struggling today.
Boundary throw-in, young Verdue in the ruck. He's a string bean up against the big fella Goddard, who's played for Frankston, tap down. But Dees is there, had it, lost control of it. Paddle out again. Balls to be won. Socket forward by Mount Eliza, but at the back, good defensive work by Credlin. Taken down on a tackle in the middle of the ground for the Stonecats. Mount Eliza's pressure pretty good then. Ensures there'll be a neutral ball right in the middle of the ground. With a 14-point lead, YCW's way. Mount Eliza yet to score on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Thrown up once more. Tapped down by Goddard. Merging brilliantly Mullane. Beats one, beats two. Swivels the hips in breaking the tackle. Handball to Dees. Dees is kicked towards the centre of the ground. Not great. Overrunning it. Going in hard is Steele. He tries to lock it up. Two opponents of Mount Eliza get in there though. And sure, it goes nowhere in a hurry. Good contest. It'll be thrown up. One of them is Kelly. Taking side centre square again for YCW. Knocking it backwards. Goddard. Dees is there. Couldn't get hold of the footy. It's fisted down again towards half forward for Mount Eliza. Getting a hurry kick though, the Stonecats, but in the road, Zach Rouse. Handballs on the outside. Taken by Burton, who's fleet-footed. He kicks towards half forward. Well done, Credlin, to knock it away. Then he goes after it again, but he's taken down in a tackle. Close to the boundary line. He did well to knock it away, and it's, in fact, he's been penalised for holding the ball. And it'll go towards Price, whose shot at goal is no good. And he misses to the left-hand side, the under-19 captain who kicked two on debut last week. So the first score on the board's taken a long time. 2-2, 14 to 1 behind. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full no score yet. 2-2, 14 to nothing. Back into play. Barry receives from the kick in short, looking for Goonan. Sometimes Byron Barry's kicks don't quite hit the target, and Max Morney read it like a book. Takes the mark.
Cappy's nearly
right
out of corridor.
Centre half forward. You're not coaching, Cappy. You're just commentating.
I still feel it, mate.
He was livid then. Byron, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Wayne Cap, Brendan Dunn, and also Chris Holcomb for Frankston Jeep. Slightly right of centre half forward. The first goal needed. Max Morney kicked a couple last week. That's a good-looking kick. It's squeezing back. He's kicked the goal after the turnover from Barry. And they're on the board. The Mount Eliza team halfway mark of the first quarter was big Luca Goonan's coming off for a break. He is a big, big man. One straight 6 to 2-2, 14 on the Grove Syndicates Australia scoreboard.
That's one really against the play. YC have been dominating and, the possession count must be like 3 to 1, I would think. But to get one against the Tide like that's really important for Mount Eliza now. That'll give them some confidence. They're only like 8 points down and it feels like they should be way more.
Well, they had a couple of contests in the middle which allowed them to have even numbers on either side of the pill. So that's where they managed to drive it forward.
Goddard down towards Nelms. Sloan gets the hand pass out. Credlin's in the road. Can't quite find a handle. Tried to paddle it in front. His teammates come into support. Opposition players are there to try and quell. And it'll be thrown up again. One of them with Watts of Mount Eliza. Tapping down from behind. Rove brilliantly by Dees, doing a lot of hard work again. Got the hand pass out towards Mazarek, who's tackled. Should have been holding the ball against him for YCW. Then a good tackle laid by Credlin. Not sure that that was holding the ball because I reckon that the opponent there, Rouse, had about as much prior opportunity as Stonecats player Dees did. Anyway, free kick to Credlin. Kicks long inside 50 now. Getting back. The mark should have been taken at the back on that occasion by the Mount Eliza team at Gannon, but he gets it at ground level, then gets the hand pass out wide to Webster. Webster gets the hand pass now towards McKinnon, who's flattened down the ground. Free kick to Mount Eliza. In short goes Rouse. Zach Rouse got it to Webster. Kicks it low and flat to half forward. Bouncing in front. No one can take the mark. That was Max Morney. He went after it. Then a good tackle. Wade brilliantly on Pickus. Very, very quickly he's brought to ground, and a good tackle put on him by Webster.
That's one thing you say about Mount Eliza. They're a very, very good tackling side.
They are. 8-point lead at the moment. YCW, Mount Eliza getting back in the game. Schmidt wins this contest. Tumbles it towards half forward. Culver knocks away for Mount Eliza. At the drop, Chiampus does well to get a hurried right foot kick towards half forward on the outer side for the Stone Cats. There's Mullane under pressure. Threads a hand pass over the top. Wallace hemmed in hard on the boundary. Kicks it low. Mark not taken by Butland. Close to the boundary. Anthony is there, and he attempts to keep it alive, but not really.
How dangerous
in the forward
How
pop.
dangerous is Mullane down there?
When he gets a ball, he's just
having
got
a lot
time,
of it,
hasn't he?
Yeah. He set up a couple of goals, the 2 goals for the YC have, and he gets his hands on it and he can get around 2 or 3 blokes.
Boundary throw-in. Back into play. Tapped down by Goddard. Close to the line. Working hard Mullane on hands and knees. Handball from Sam Mornay. Looking for a target. Can't find one. Very close to the behind line at the city end. And the scoring is stopped for YCW. 2-2-14. 1 straight 6 for Mount Eliza. Grace Syndicate's Australia scoreboard. An 8-point lead into time on opening quarter. Ripping game of footy. O'Brien Real Estate, our major sponsor. Tap down. Hutchison at the drop. Can't get hold of it. He's at that base of the pack there, working very, very hard, the veteran for YCW. And he's tied up in a tackle. 35 from goal.
It's his sort of day, Hutcho, today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. A little bit of pace out of the game, a lot of stoppages.
Free kick. The umpire said a player was manhandled in the ruck. It is Goddard. He gets the hand pass out. And going across the goal line is
Great
Watts.
kick.
It's a beautiful kick. The mark was dropped by Jordan Rouse. One he should have taken. He had plenty of time to mark it. And then Dees takes him in a tackle. It's holding the ball. He had prior opportunity then, and Dees wrapped him up like a mummy. And it'll be thrown up about 45 from goal. Bad mistake by Jordan Rouse. Knocked down again by Goddard, winning a lot of the rucks at the moment. But then a number of players milling around the contest. One of them, Colvin, who's been pretty solid so far at half-back, trying to stem the tide for Mount Eliza. Up goes Schmidt, wins it down. Then a hurry kick comes out from Henwood, a high up and under kick. I should say Goddard. And in the road, good play to try and bring it to ground was Brenton Lambert, but the umpire said it was holding the ball. Not sure about that. I mean, they're not getting this rule right today for
Not
Mike.
consistent.
Booth with the free kick. Kicks Mount Eliza, the wing, Credlin up. Can't take the mark. At the back, Scott slipped over as he was about to pounce and row for the Redlegs. Right on the wing, in front of the coach's box. Paul Goonan looking at things today. His team 8 points up the Stone Cats. Here's Hutchison raving brilliantly. Drives it long. Inside 50. No mark taken. Good defence again by Mount Eliza. Their defence is very reliable. Ball still at ground level. Comes out. Champus wants it. Can't get it. Number of players around the contest. Close to the boundary line. Yeah. Good work by Mount Eliza, but they stumble into an opponent's back. And it will be Mullane's free kick as he was trying to extricate himself defensively and dish off a hand pass, and then unfortunately an opponent fell into his back. It's a free kick at left half forward. I think it might have been Jordan Rouse because Zach's just come off for a rest. That's how I know the difference. Steve Brattle doesn't even know the difference. Thanks very much, mate.
Okay.
We've got the team sheet now. So there's a shot at goal at left half forward. 24 minutes into the opening quarter. YCW 2-2-14. Mount Eliza 1 straight 6. The kick's not a great one by Mullane. It was a speculative kick towards half forward. Hutchison wanted to take the mark. Then he forages in after it. Picked up by Dees, has been good. Kicks across the face towards full forward. Big pack forming. And then the defence of Mount Eliza has become more disciplined. Hulks, the longer the quarter's gone on. Lovely fisting from the side. They put it over the boundary.
Yeah, I don't think they didn't push back hard in that first 5 or 10 minutes. And you could see because it was allowing one-on-ones and Mullane's chopping them up by foot. Now they've got more numbers back there. It's harder for them.
2-2-14 to 1 goal. Here's Steele off the pack. But unfortunately, in the road, Anthony takes the mark. He's like the goalkeeper. Delivers in short now to Burton. Burton kicks down the line. Smith is there, but he can't take the mark. Flat-footed by Barry. See if Byron can deliver a little bit better this time after giving up the first goal for Mount Eliza.
YC have got to be patient now. Like, they can't just bomb it in. The Mount Eliza are just pushing all the numbers back. They've got to just be patient, pick their targets.
Mazarak takes the mark and on the left, bombs it long, inside 50. Opposite. They've got the numbers down there again, almost taking the mark. It's picked up by Rouse on this occasion after dropping the mark from Mount Eliza. Kicks long, good kick, and Scott's on his own, takes the mark and easily runs around Black. It's an open forward line, kicks to half forward. Price, outstretched hands, couldn't take the mark. Closed down by Hura. They've got the numbers at the back and they'll run out of defence again. Good play by the magnificent defence of YCW, but they turn it over straight to Nelms. Nelms kicks long inside 50, but he kicks a bit wayward underneath the scoreboard. For Mount Eliza, back into play. They trail by 8 points on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard.
That's the important part. Mark who took that one at centre half back in between three YC players and allowed them to get that one over the back and use their leg speed, which is what they were allowed to do last week. So they're starting to work with it, and it's starting to work. YC got to come back with it now. 8
point lead. McGannon off. Schmidt on. Like for like. Boundary throw in. Schmidt can't take it. Missed by Kelly. Again, Hutchison throws it on the boot. Kicks towards the wing on the outer side. Waiting at the back, Simmons. Cleans up. Nice little hand pass on the up, on the outside. Nelms from Kelly. On the left, a high kick. Up goes Scott. Can't take the mark. Getting back. The defence is good through Credlin. On hands and knees. His hand pass a bit awkward. Burton in the road. Picked up now. A snap at goal by Scott, who loves a goal. And not able to get there. Through for a behind.
Geez, there's some talent
Almost
to come on
Kelly
the field.
taking an outstanding mark. Wasn't able to get there.
Some talent to come on the field for YC here.
Painter about to come on.
And the great one.
Back into play is a good one by Barry. Hits Hutchison on the chest at half back. He'll slow it down. 2-2-14 to 1-1-7. Mount Eliza having a good second half of the first quarter. Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Goes back now to Black in the outer back pocket. Slow ball movement though. Mount Eliza has stymied that. In short again as they hug the boundary line on the outer side. Now another short kick from Briggs and he finds a target. Again at half back. And taking the mark and running around an opponent is Hura. Does well, but that kick's a horror. Clean bowls a number of opponents. They've got numbers at the back though. Mount Eliza to tidy it up. Simmons. That hand pass is speculative. Loose ball. Again, a good hand pass comes out from Goonan. Wide to the outer side. Credlin, a hand pass at close quarters. Picked up now by Pickett. Kicks down the line. Nice kicking on the second grab. The former Mount Eliza player, the scorer of the first goal for YCW, Lambert. Lambert kicks quickly to half forward. He picks out England, takes the mark. They'll go for the 45-metre kick. Hutchison's got 2 or 3 to beat. Nearly beats them. Kelly's one of them. And Booth almost sat in his back. Ball's at ground level. And then Zach Rouse had his head taken off and will receive a free kick back edge centre square.
That kick across into the middle of the ground by YC, really poor decision.
Yeah.
Kyle was on 3 guys. There's no way he had a chance of winning.
Well, Webster couldn't take the mark either as they went to switch. Mount Eliza in front of our commentary position. Opposed that a Hira who virtually sat on Webster when he didn't have the footy. Another teammate was in there going in hard in Briggs for YCW. Smith on the bottom of the pack, who's their leading goal kicker. Playing today, 6 goals for the Redlegs. Getting up high, winning it down Max Morney. Taken by Hammond. Under duress. High kick in front of our commentary position and reading it best. Good mark to Webster. Takes the mark. No, Cavier wasn't a push in the back. Kicks into the pocket. Kelly gets out. Can't take the mark. Here's Price. He sits on his opponent. And what a good hard quarter of footy that was. That's why these two are 1 and 2 on the ladder in First Division on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. 2-2-14 to 1-1-7. It is an excellent game of footy and the goal kickers up to quarter time. Max Mornay's kicked the only goal for Mount Eliza from a turnover from Byron Barry. Lockie Wallace in his 100th game kicked a goal, and Brenton Lambert in the opening couple of minutes, the ex-Mount Eliza, has also kicked a major for the Stonecats. Wayne Cap and also Chris Holcomb along with Brendan Dunn will join us shortly, are here for Frankston Jeep. Gentlemen, how'd you find that opening quarter?
Well, you know, the fast start from YC, they were able to get quick entry into their forward line and they capitalised really well with Mullane dangerous down there and got a couple of quick goals. And they seemed to just be right on top. And then Mount Eliza, to their credit, you know, started flooding their boys back and, you know, were able to stop YC's quick entries. And YC were a bit wasteful. I think they were still bombing it in and they were outnumbered down there. I thought they should have maybe slowed it down and tried to pick off a few guys to get through it. Mount Eliza then started getting it over the top and created some opportunities themselves. So it was a quarter of 2 halves. I thought Mount Eliza fought back brilliantly in the second half of that quarter.
Exactly. They did that last week as well. Frankston Bombers come at them really hard. And exactly what happened then, they waited, got the numbers back behind the ball, then used their leg speed on the way through. YC usually set up really well behind the ball, but they managed to sneak through a few times. And then once they got it back into their forward line, YC were finding it hard to go and make their forward thrust. So it was really, tailored 2 halves for that quarter. And I think Mount Eliza really responded well because the right was on the wall early.
Well, a number of players having very good opening quarters.
Webster's been good for Mount Eliza.
Yeah, he has been. They're in contention for the best on ground for the Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South. The team at Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South is helping local businesses turn technology into opportunity. Go to tbtcmelbournesouth.com.au to find out more, or call 1300 669 103. That's 1300 669 103 to chat to the team today. So on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard, and GSA will help you retire in style, significantly enhanced superannuation for an ideal retirement lifestyle. It's a 7-point lead to YCW, 2-2-14 to 1-1-7. For O'Brien's Real Estate, we'll take a break. Back with the second quarter shortly. John.
So we're going to do live and loose from the Mexican night.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for everyone on the stage tonight.
What an outstanding tournament it's been, Paul Wilson.
Unbelievable.
Hi everyone, it's Tim from Growth Syndicates Australia, and we're financial transformation specialists. Our clients are eliminating their mortgage in a much shorter period of time, creating more wealth and boosting their super. This is all done without impacting their lifestyle. Sounds amazing? Well, let me explain a little bit about the GSA Advantage. With clients all around Australia and a head office located in Elsternwick, our team of very experienced professionals enable unique and exclusive property investment opportunities through wholesale investing for clients to achieve specific outcomes. Our current projects are located in Brighton, Malvern East, Kew, Glen Iris and Mont Albert North. Everyone's busy and that's a fact. But did you know for every day you have a mortgage and underperforming investments or superannuation, you're missing out on $350 every day. It all starts with a friendly phone discussion to then arrange a meeting to provide you with a clear picture on what GSA achieves for our clients, and with no charge or obligation, see where these results can apply to you. So check us out at growthsyndicatesaustralia.com. Give us a call on 1300 205 556. I'd love to have a catch-up coffee with you at your place or our office. See where GSA can improve your financial position.
Oval, 2-2-14 to 1-1-7. It's a 7-point lead at quarter time for YCW. They fought back well in the latter half of the quarter. Mount Eliza, Brendan Dunn in, Chris Holcomb having a break. Welcome, Dunny. What did you make of that opening quarter of footy?
Yeah, I thought Mount Eliza would probably be happy in the end to keep it to that scoreline. For mine, YC were all over them, especially around the stoppages. And then early it looked like Mount Eliza were going to leak a lot of goals, but they were able to get the footy back on their terms. YC are setting up super. They've got a +1, +2 covering the inlets inside, and that's really helping them rebound the footy. So I was just in the Mount Eliza huddle. They're concentrating on not letting the easy stoppages.
Yes.
They feel like YC getting behind.
Yeah.
Goddard's been tapping it forward every time. That was pretty obvious. And YC's on ballers are making the most of that. Like Mullane had a great quarter that quarter. So I think they need to stop that. But they're in the game. But YC definitely look like they're the better side today at the minute.
And just before we get underway for the second quarter, for Jeff Wignall forward around the ground, serving the Peninsula community since 1979. They've done a great job. Seaford 17, leading Mornington 6 as they're back at their new ground. Was there earlier. Absolutely fantastic. Hastings on top of Tyre, and Bombers have a big lead early in their match against Edithvale Aspendale, and Bomb Beach are also thrashing Red Hill 41-6. Underway for the second quarter. Tap down and getting the ball inside 50 of the Stone Cats. Ball is at ground level. Holding it up is Josh Butland. But his opponent not allowing him to go anywhere. Mark Colvin is a very reliable, unobtrusive lockdown defender for Mount Eliza. I love that word, unobtrusive. Getting an open-handed slap down is Goddard. Towards half forward, Mullane is there. Spinning by, couldn't take the footy with him. Hutchison could, and then lost it in a tackle. 40 metres out from goal. Ball spinning around. Fisted down at ground level. Hutchison picks it up again. A high up and under kick. Makes enough distance in the end. Going the other way, trying to take the Mark Lambert. Offhand, spillage, taken by Anthony. Gets the hand pass out now to Kelly. Kicks close to the boundary. I think he marked it just in front of the Mount Eliza dugout, did Aidan Smith. And in front of the Jack Wag Hill as well.
I think he took it on the hill, mate.
Yeah, he might have taken it on the hill, but anyway, the umpire's given it to him. He got it to Booth. Booth switches to the outer side of the ground to Simmons. Simmons feeds over the top now to Anthony. And Mount Eliza with the outlet to the outer side of the ground. Good kick. And they find a target in Kelly. Kelly takes the mark. He's a good player, this young fella.
Sorry, mate. I'm impressed with their defence. They've been under the pump big time. They're really producing.
Simmons, his left foot kicks a little bit low. It's smothered in the middle of the ground. But he goes back in to collect. Well done. Makes amends. Feeds a hand pass out to Goddard. High up and under kick towards half forward. Smith made a good contest. Ball's at ground level. No one can get it now. Picked up on this occasion. A shot at goal by Hammond that came out to him, and he could have steadied a bit more. Hammond.
Cappy, I reckon that's the first time Mount Eliza's come out with a bit of system. They need to use their young kids, the pace. It's the first time I've seen them genuinely switch and get it to the outside, and they looked really good. They just missed the target inside, but you're right, they're holding up. They just need to use the footy a bit better.
Yeah, you're right. They did switch it to the other pocket and were able to escape, so maybe that's a bit more of that for them.
2-2-14 to 1-2-8. And bounding in the Stone Cats. A high ball. She's been good, Goddard. Big mark at half forward, a candidate for the Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South, BOG. Gets the hand pass out to Nelms. Big kick inside 50 and finds a target. Burton is there on his own, loitering in the left forward pocket. Took an excellent mark from the lovely left foot kick by Nelms. And that, Brendan, is an area that YC needs to watch because Nelms was so good last week against the Bombers on the outside.
That's right, but you see Sam Gill, one of the elite crew there, just coming in for probably an illegal shepherd, to be honest.
Burton slide angle, 30 out. This to level the scores. Gee, they're a good side, this mob, aren't they? They were under the pump, and it looked like early days, Cappy, that YCW were going to blow them away, and they've kicked the next two, and incredibly scores a level on the Grove Syndicates Australia scoreboard, 2-2-14 apiece.
Yeah, you feel like Mount Eliza have got a bit of momentum from the back half of the first quarter to that quarter. Goddard, as you mentioned, Dan, he's playing a really good game. Really good body work as down there to nudge out Macura to get that mark. And I just feel like if they could tidy up their midfield stoppage work, they'd be right on top.
I wouldn't mind saying Goddard push forward a bit because he's got the leap on.
Good set of hands.
Schmidt the tap, Hammond the rove off the side of the boot. Ball towards the outer side. Pickus lays a good tackle as Kelly pounced on it, and he had the ball dislodged in the Pickus tackle. Playing his first game for the Stone Cats for the best part of 8 or 9 years. Boundary throw-in on the wing on the outer side. Coming in for Kev Lilac, and Tennant and Breen also laid outs for Mount Eliza. Handball comes out from Rouse. From the ruck contest for Mount Eliza. It's pushed forward again, though, by Goonan. Goonan a handball over the top. Good play by Mazarak, and he picks out a teammate who takes the mark at centre half forward. Did Anthony knock that away? I don't think so. I reckon that Butland, who took the mark, went back and he sort of made contact unintentionally with Anthony. That's not 50 metres. That is a ridiculous decision. And if they were going to penalise it, it's 15. But, I mean, I've been on my soapbox about that for 100 years.
It is.
Whether it be AFL footy, whether it be local footy, gentlemen, that is a bad decision. 3-2-20 to 2-2-14.
He's not having a bad game, but he actually was at the contest early enough to take body there, I reckon, Caps. It wouldn't have been late if he took the body there. He just allowed an easy mark by trying to just put a hand out.
Yeah, I was watching it and I thought, Butland's in trouble here. He's going to get crunched, but he didn't make it. Whether he was blocked, I'm not sure. But that was great ball movement right from the back half for YC. And they needed a bit of play like that to get the confidence going.
That's
again.
the danger. That's what they can do. What we just saw then. That's forward movement of the stoppage was incredible.
Watt's getting ready to come back on. One of the late replacements for Mount Eliza. It's punched down again by Goddard. The hand pass, though, from Malay misses the target. Then he just spins out of tackles left, right and centre. Strong got the hand pass quickly towards Mazarak. And now to Wallace in his 100th game. Kicks inside 50. Colvin couldn't trap it cleanly. Handball by Gill. Oh, that's a little bit flighty. It went the wrong way. Luckily, Sam Mornay was in front and he escorts it through for a behind. And they trail by 7 points.
They've got to sort out that forward stoppage movement now. That's twice in a row YC. So Mount Eliza need to get the other side of the contest and try to stop them running forward.
If you watch 21 to 2-2-14.
Malane's starting at the back of the stoppages and seems to be getting to the front. They've got to put a block on that. He's done it a heap of times.
You're better off making him run backwards, aren't you, Caps?
Yeah.
Going through like that, he looks dangerous.
Yeah. He's a class player.
Rouse went up to try and take the mark, Zach Rouse, but Pickus got in the road. Boundary throwing at half forward, outer side for YCW. Netball side of the ground and held up in a tackle again. Going nowhere is Thomas. Open-handed slap from Schmidt for YCW. Squeezed out a little kick, Hammond. In the road, though. Pickus again, hard on the boundary. Kicks his team inside 50. But Booth is there, takes a good defensive mark. Opposed to Butland to try to make him wear one. The veteran Booth at half-back for Mount Eliza. Kicks it low and flat around that outer side. Good kick. Good mark to Zach Rouse. The identical twin of Jordan, who wears 30. Zach wears 29. In front of those netball courts on the outer side. They're down by 7 points, 21 to 14. Grove Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Kick half smothered. Won by Booth. Try to get the hand pass back to Zach Rouse. They made a bit of a meal of that, Mount Eliza. And eventually he goes out of bounds on the outer side, although it's going to be a free kick. So it's taken by Smith. He kicks Mount Eliza to half forward. No mark taken. Well rode by the big fella Goddard. Kicks around the body to half forward. Good bounce. Favours Nelms. Nelms on the left. Kicks long. Getting the numbers back. Big fist at the back on that occasion by the Stonecats. But then picked up by Kelly, who grubbers along the turf. And he puts it through for a behind. Just squeezes the wrong side. And they're 2-3-15 to 3-3-21. Grove Syndicates Australia scoreboard. YCW by a goal.
He looks dangerous, Kelly, doesn't he? Down there, he's really quick and sure-footed, and he's a very skillful player.
In short, Credlin marks in the back pocket for the Stonecats. On the commentary or social club room side.
Dees.
In short again to Dees. Dees marks at half-back. He's been pretty solid so far. The under-19 league best and fairest in 2019. Goes back now. Finds a target, and that was Hura. And he delivers in short again as they find a way out.
They've actually got the numbers here if
they
they
do.
can sort it out. No.
Oh, that kick is an absolute shocker from Painter playing at half-back on that occasion. Turns it over to Booth. Booth kicks back inside 50. That's not the greatest kick in the world either. One at ground level again by Hura. Gets the hand pass out now. Under some pressure. A long hand pass comes out on this occasion, trying to drive his team long, and that was Hayden Raphael. Now the kick comes to half forward for the Stonecats, but in the road is Sam Mornay. He gets the hand pass out over the top towards Goddard, but that kick's turned over once more. Finds Painter. Painter throws it on the boot to Engwin. He feeds over the top by hand to Mullane. Mullane does well to wear it, and then gets a 25 farming metre hand pass over the top to Steele, who was superb, and then finding space from the Steele kick. For a shot at goal is Trebek.
I just finding, I reckon Mount Eliza, because they want the pressure, because the on-ballers have been winning, Dan, they're sort of going 2 and 3 for the tackle. If YC are a little bit more composed like they were on that play, they've actually got the outnumber all the time forward of the footy. They just needed that composure. I'm pained to miss that kick, but they had Hutchins all by himself in the centre of the ground. Because Mount Eliza's so desperate to tackle, they're going to find themselves getting loose a lot.
Troutbeck's kicked 16 goals so far this year. Make it 17. And that's a big goal. They've got a 2-goal buffer now.
What a recruit, Matt Trout.
He has been. 4-3-27 as they make a wrong change to the scoreboard. It's 4-3-27 YCW. Mount Eliza 2-3-15. Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Now, major sponsor today, O'Brien Real Estate. $1,000 to a home club if a property lists, sells and settles.
Yeah, Troutback's coming to this side. He's a pretty unassuming type player, and he's not he's not a spectacular grabber. He's not super quick, but he makes a contest all the time. He takes a good defender, and he's kicked a few goals, so that's been really handy.
You love forwards that lead laterally too, Cappy.
Yeah.
Like most of them just running straight lines. Yeah. That mark there was him coming across the ground, which is great.
Out of the middle go the Stonecats again. A high ball towards half forward. Fisted away by Booth. On Wallace. Loose ball at ground level. As a player, I reckon it was taken high. That's got to be a free kick, doesn't it?
Had to be.
It had to be.
Champus.
And Champus will take that free kick as he got rid of it and then was dumped basically around the neck, if that makes any sense, in the left forward pocket.
Mount Eliza really got to tidy up this problem at the stoppages.
Yeah, they're getting belted, aren't they? Champus, his kick into the pocket on the lead. Good mark taken by Pickus in front of the scoreboard.
Mount Eliza had 3 loose players then just talking to each other, only about 15 metres from the footy. If you're going to play loose, you need to get in those lead patterns. That was just too easy for YC there.
Hard on the boundary. The scoreboard is wrong. It's 4-3-27 to 2-3-15 Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. And Pickus on an acute angle, 35 metres out. An acclaimed VFL play, misses to the left-hand side, but gives his team a 13-point buffer now, 4-4-28 to 2-3-15. Good game of footy. And our match of the day for O'Brien's Real Estate. And Simmons is a left footer. He heads into the back pocket on the outer side, finds Booth, offloaded down the ground, but it finds a target. And a mark to Thomas. Sorry, to McKinnon. McKinnon kicks down the line, but he turns it over badly. And a good mark again to Hura. He's been very, very solid as a defensive midfielder. Hura drives YCW back inside 50. No one can take the mark. Ball's at ground level. McGannon did well to make it a contest for Mount Eliza. A number of players around the contest trying to get his hands free was Pickus, and then a player was taken high again. They're a bit of an untidy with their tackling. And the free kick will go to the great Josh Butland at centre half forward.
They're a bit sloppy coming out of defence there, Mount Eliza. They seem to just bomb that last kick, and YC was set up well behind, and away it went.
They just need to change lanes slightly. It's only 10 metres, 15 metres, but they're just continuing the ball on the same path. If they do that, YC just far too smart.
He veers off his line a bit. Butland to give it everything he has, a long way out, but just misses to the left-hand side. Lead 14 points now. 4-5-29. Some scoreboard pressure required by Mount Eliza, but they've got it outside. They've got to get it outside the defensive 50 at the Frankston end. 2-3-15. Simmons is favouring that outer side all the time. On the left, he kicks long ball. Who's going to take the mark? No one can. At the drop, player might have almost been tripped for Mount Eliza as he was looking to win the ball off the pack. And then there's a number of players that crowd him at the contest, and he goes nowhere. I think it's Harrison Scott. It is. And it'll be thrown up almost on the wing on that outer side. Big fist from Verbeau. Now, great hand pass by Goonan. Got it out towards Pickus. And Hutchison on the outside. Bouncing ball finds its way in the pocket as Troutbeck was trying to keep it alive. The delivery wasn't brilliant. Colvin was right on his hammer. And it'll be a boundary throw-in right beside the behind post.
Cappy, would you potentially, for Mount Eliza, bring a +1 up just the other side of that stoppage for 5 minutes to stop that? That's the last 5 stoppages. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's plain as the nose in your face, isn't it?
Yeah. Killing him at the stoppages at the moment, YCW. Tapping it down, Troutbeck. A snap at goal by Mullane. But it's marked right on the line by Mount Eliza. Last line of defence.
That goalkeeper's saved a couple of goals for Mount Eliza.
Yeah, he certainly has. It's Will Anthony. He heads to the outer side of the ground, a high kick, brought to ground by Verbeau, and then at ground level a hand pass came out from Mazarak. Hutchison heard a voice, it's handballed over the top, in hope, goes nowhere in a hurry, then Simmons turns into tackles, taken in a tackle. That's got to be holding the ball. That's where the prior comes in. When you turn into a tackle, you get hold of it. I thought he had it long enough, Elliot Simmons. And a free kick to Luca Goonan, one of the biggest men out there. The hard-nosed forward midfielder is Luke Painter. Looks like he's limping, which is not good news. We know he's had a lot of injury concerns.
Holding a shin there.
He is holding a shin. We'll keep an eye on that. Injury report for Trumans.
He's tough, mate.
High kick from Goonan, but he misses in his endeavours to get the distance. Slightly left of centre half forward, out of bounds on the full. Margin 14 points. Grove Syndicates Australia scoreboard, and at the moment it's all being played in Frankston YCW's forward 50 arc at the Frankston end of the ground. Colvin in bounds, again heads to the outer side of the ground, hugs that boundary. That is a horrible kick by Mark Colvin. Way too close to the boundary. Maybe they should switch and bring it out to the commentary side and just give themselves another option. They're playing into the hands, aren't they?
Just great spacing by YC there. Like, he looked up. When you're looking at the ground, they're all spaced really well. There's no real holes where you can kick the footy, so they're panicking going up the line, and that's forced it out in the full. Perfect defence by YC.
Hoora, who's been one of the best so far, kicks it long to half forward. There's the big fella, Goddard, candidate for mark of the day.
He's playing good.
He's playing very, very well. He gets the hand pass off.
Yeah, they're trouble.
Yeah, they're in a bit of trouble. McGannon, he receives it again from Burton, who somehow worked his way out of it. Finds Kelly, takes the mark on the wing in the pink iridescent boots. He looks a bit like Bailey Fritsch, a little bit lighter though. He's on the left and smaller, kicks down the line. That is a good kick, and it finds a target. The mark taken by Zach Rouse. He's at left half forward. Gone forward for the first time in about 10 minutes, the Redlegs. They need to do something with this. But once again, the defence pretty good. Close to the boundary. Kept alive by Webster. Sockers are close to the line, and then Kelly got there late for some fancy footwork. I thought the ball nearly went out in that forward pocket at the city end, and Kelly just couldn't quite find the proper boot to put it through for a goal. So their first score for some time, 4-5-29 to 2-4-16. And that mark of the day for Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South.
What a game Goddard's playing. He's really all over the place, taking really strong marks and making his presence felt.
Back into play, Hoora. Slips to the back. Roved by Colvin. Handballs to Hammond. Gets the hand pass out now to Nelms. Back to Colvin. Little hand pass along the turf. Hurry kick comes in again from Jordan Rouse towards half forward. No mark taken. Ball's at the drop. YCW have the numbers. A run out of defence through Lockie Wallace.
Oh, no.
Breaks a tackle, kicks to the wing. Completely mistiming it and misreading it was Will Anthony trying to take a mark and went back into a pack and made a meal of that. Luckily, the ball bounced at his feet and a number of players were around the contest to halve it.
They were
so no harm done.
They were set up well, Mount Eliza, behind the ball. They were ready to go and he just misread it.
Verdu close to the boundary. Kept alive again. Good hand pass comes out once more from Engwin. Gets the hand pass at close quarters, breaking the tackle. Mazarek kicks inside 50, a bouncing ball towards full forward. Getting back Sam Mornay now for Mount Eliza. Handballs to Simmons. He's got the turning circle of the Queen Mary's. Handball that out. Delivered out of bounds because he had D's right in his face. He had nowhere else to go but put that over the boundary than Elliot Simmons.
You always know, Dan, umpires never run faster than when they're going to play a deliberate out of bounds.
Exactly
Their little legs get going and off they go.
What could he do? He could do nothing. He runs around, opens up the angle, and he has missed it.
Geez, they're really letting them off the hook here.
They are.
They should be miles in front, YC, and inaccurate kicking's costing them. Like, I don't think they're in any danger at the moment, but they could have iced, gone a long way to ice in this game. So
2-4-16. Grove Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Simmons.
All 18 of YC in forward half here.
Who's made a few blues today. He's a left footer and always needs to get on that left foot. He kicks to the outer side, and certainly YCW know that. They're letting him get a lot of the footy. Zach Rouse then goes back inside after receiving, and he finds Simmons again, who's trying his backside off. Now he's going to switch towards the broadcast side of the ground. The target will be Sam Mornay. Bounces at ground level. Nicknamed Tuner Op for obvious reasons. Held up in a tackle at half forward for YCW, and it'll be thrown up again.
Do you like what Butland did then? There was two guys loose. He just plonked himself in the middle, and it created a bit of indecision into the kicker across the ground there.
Schmidt wins it down again. Goonan after it. Can't get there. Thomas pressing. Good hand pass comes out from Mornay. Socket off the ground. He couldn't pick it up. On that occasion, Jordan Rouse going in hard. Attacking it hard was Luke Black and makes a good contest at ground level. No one going anywhere in a hurry. It was rode pretty ferociously by Webster, for Mount Eliza, who then gets held up on a tackle. Thrown up again as Lambert goes back now for the YCW team, playing as a defensive forward, trying to burst his way through, but not able to take the footy with him as Colvin. Good contest at ground level, extricating himself from the tackle was Wallace, and he bumps the ball to half forward. Taken now by Lambert. He gets taken under tackle in front of the Jackwag Hill. Picked up by Simmons again. He doesn't know what to do.
The free kick.
He went back. There should be a free kick.
No, I don't reckon he got him high, mate.
No.
He was giving himself the free kick.
Well, the Jackwag Hill are saying that's got to be a free kick, umpire. 30 metres out from goal. Who was Jackwag? The margin's 14 points. Boundary throw-in. Back into play. Tap down. I thought there should have nearly been a free kick to Mullane. Oh, he might have nearly kicked a ripper. Just misses behind. He was tackled, played the ball in front, played for a free kick, kept making sure the ball was in front of him, picked it up, had a snap and just misses.
The tackling pressure all over the ground from YC in the last 10 minutes has been really ferocious. And, they've been crashed to the ground, Mount Eliza, at the moment.
31-15.
I feel like when they get it past halfway, they're actually getting a scoring opportunity every time. So they just need to be patient until they can get that break and then they go. That's when they're getting those releases out the back. But YC's just doing such a good job. They're up on the mark. They're intense. They're switched on.
Jordan Rouse receives. And then he goes back to Colville, who kicked it out originally. High kick comes up the line from Mount Eliza. That should be a mark on the second grab. I pay that to Harrison Scott, one of the smallest men out there. Did well marking behind the wing. Back in the team from the twos this week. Delivers in short. Half distance pass. Finds Sam Mornate. Kicks down the line to Hammond. In front of the netball courts. Gets the hand pass out now. Running by Booth. Delivers to half forward. Fisted away again. Good contest by Painter. Good to see him back on. Ball won by Mullane. Sweeps a long 25-metre hand pass out to Champus. Champus confronted back to Mullane. It just keeps running. Mullane does well to tumble a kick inside 50. Close to the line. Trying to keep it alive. Lambert doing a good job on the forward line. Anthony's there. Just toss that out, hoping that Jordan Rouse might be there. Heard his voice. More by good fortune. And eventually gets it in the direction of Nelms. Kicks close to the boundary, but Kelly can't rake it in. Boundary throw-in.
Mullane's just working harder than anyone on the ground, and he's unbelievable.
He was there. When you said, "Oh my God," I know what you mean. He got himself like 50 metres up the ground in no time.
Yeah. 4-7-31, 2-4-16. Grey Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Our BOG, Rosebud Country Club, new sponsor for us. Tapped down by Sam Mornay has been pretty good. Handball comes out, hard on the boundary, taken by Burton. Burton a high kick towards half forward, but reading the flight best as he has for 100 years. Byron Barry does well to switch it nicely to half back to Angwin. Angwin kicks it now in the direction of Mazarak. Mazarak confronted. Back now to Angwin. Angwin running at half back and now approaching the wing. High kick to half forward. Over the head of Lambert. Good contest with Anthony. At ground level, well picked up by Butland. Swings a left foot kick around the body with ease.
Can I just say that?
The great Josh Butland.
Yeah. But Bailey Angwin then, he got the, he's a beautiful user of the ball. Got it in off Byron half back. Up to Mazarak. Worked hard to get the next possession, and a great kick into a deep forward 50. Yep. And Butland was really clever swinging it across there to Painter.
Good to see Luke Painter back on. We were a bit worried about him, weren't we? Left half forward at the shin because he's had so many injuries over the years. A terrible day 3 years ago, Cavi. The game got called off. You were coaching at the time.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Slight angle, 35 metres out. Painter, they need a goal. I think he's swung it home. He has. And all their reward for effort gives them a big lead of 21 points close to half-time. Grey Syndicates Australia scoreboard 5-7-37 to 2-4-16, and that would definitely be a candidate for Anytime Fitness. Anytime Fitness, preparing you in the pre-season, maintaining you in season, and helping keep you fit and motivated in the off-season. Our experts today, Chris Holcomb having a rest at the moment, Brendan Dunn and also Wayne Cap, two acclaimed coaches, two premiership coaches in the MPNFL for Frankston Jeep.
The YC are moving the ball so well from the back line. Once they get that ball in the back line, they get out. You just feel like they're going to score, and that's when Mount Eliza are really up against it in that situation.
Hammond wins it at the drop, gets the handball to Burton. He flicks it out wide. Not a good hand pass for Smith. Intercepted again. Good play by Mazarak. Got it back to Wallace. Wallace stands, start kicking his 100th, finds a target. Left half forward. Kick back into play by Stone Cats, looking to try and take the mark. Nelly Butland, sticky fingers, couldn't hang on. Under pressure to try and clear now. It's picked up on this occasion. Champus, who loves a goal. Money for Jam. He's kicked a ripper. I thought Mount Eliza were going to clear it, but they're fumbling because of the inferred pressure. And Christian Champus, who kicked 4 goals on debut, kicks his 7th goal in his 3rd game. The leading goal kicker in the under-19s in 2019. And he made that look easy, gentlemen, in those orange boots.
We said it all quarter, Dan. Mount Eliza have to do something about the forward movement. So it's one handball sideways or backwards, and then YC have 3 guys pushing forward. They separate, and then they just use the right option, whether it's a short kick, another handball. They're getting it inside 50. They look dangerous every time they're inside 50.
That is definitely a candidate for Anytime Fitness Goal of the Day, but that's what he does. He's always done it, the small forward. Back in the middle again. Wow. Out of the middle goes Wallace. Yet another piece of play to get it out of the middle of the ground. Another clearance for the Stone Cats. Overrunning it is Goonan, who's resting up forward. A good, handy, big body to play up forward for YCW. If Wallace doesn't get you in the middle, Goonan will. If he doesn't get you, Mullane will. If he doesn't get you, Hutchison will. And it goes on and on and on. Tapped down again by Verdue. Doing okay. He's got a big frame on him. Height-wise, he needs to fill out a bit, but he's doing okay winning those ruck contests, changing with Bailey Schmidt. He's up again. Goddard getting tired, doing all the work on his own. Quick hand pass releases Burton. He receives and he drives his team long towards the wing. It came from Smith, and it goes close to the boundary and is eventually out of bounds.
Mount Eliza's gone with the loose now, Cappy, down back. Where you probably the source is where they're actually losing it. If they allow YC to have that loose footy, the loose isn't going to work.
No,
they'll just pick the right option. So.
Yeah.
It's interesting that they've gone the loose at the stoppage there. Down back.
Back into play. Taken into tackle is Goddard. That shouldn't really be holding the ball, I reckon, but it's not.
Yeah, so that's just creating an extra back for YC, and that's just playing, as you said, playing in their hands, and the way they're moving the ball forward, like here they go again.
Yeah, look at this. Angwin did well to intercept the Burton hand pass. Taken by Dees. Dees feeds a hand pass out, looking for his teammate to run onto it, but can't. Mazarak. Now Mullane swivels at the hips once, twice, not 3 times, holding the ball. Good tackling by, he's a lighter player, Watts, but he'll get the free kick, one of the late replacements for Mount Eliza today. They're certainly missing Breen and Tennant, who were forced out late with injuries. Kicks towards the wing. No one can take the mark. They just can't get the ball forward at the moment. At the drop is Price. He's tagged. Gets the hand pass out now. Burton just about his team's best. Feeds a hand pass back. They'll drive it long through Smith again. Kicks inside 50. Young Price hardly touched it. Brings it to ground. Picked up by Hammond on the left. He roved it nicely for Mount Eliza. High kick up in the mine shaft. Webster couldn't hang on to the mark. 45 out from the goal that they are defending YCW. And as usual, doing it stoutly, led by big Luke Black, who holds it like a bottle of beer that he's so desperate to drink at ground level. It goes down towards the attacking 50 again for Mount Eliza, trying to burst his way through, but not able to. Burton holding the ball, is it? Or was a free kick off the play? Too high. Not sure about that.
Yeah, that was. I thought the free kick was going to Wallace then.
Off.
Yeah. So this is important for Mount Eliza to go. If they can go in with a goal here, they'll give them some belief that they're still in it and something to run out with in the second half.
Well, it's one of their rare moves forward, isn't it? I mean, it's 6-7-43 to 2-4-16. Grace Cindy gets Australia's scoreboard. And it's a shot at goal for Burton, who's an important member of this side. Just about his team's best for mine. He's kicked the goal. And every now and again, you just might need a bit of luck. Whether the free kick was there, it doesn't matter. As the late, great Jack Cameron, one of the best scorers I've ever come across in sport, said, it's on the scoreboard, son, it's on the scoreboard. 6-7-43 to 3-4-22. The margin, 21 points. YCW, 13 scoring shots to 7. They kicked 4 goals to 2 in that quarter on the Grace Syndicate's Australia scoreboard. And our coverage today brought to us, of course, by O'Brien Real Estate. And also, we thank the great sponsorship of HP and CP Australia, specialists in all your electrical switchboard needs. As there's a bit of pushing and shoving, boys.
Not sure you'd be getting in the face after one inside 50.
No, why would you do that?
A little bit silly.
I mean, they're saying, look at the scoreboard. Look at the scoreboard. Luke Black saying, look at the scoreboard. And you can see them talking, and obviously they've decided we need to do something just against the trend. But I wouldn't be worried about it too much as the runner has a crack too, and he shouldn't be doing that either. For Mount Eliza, 6-7-43 to 3-4-22. Paul Goonan's there with his team. Chris Holcomb's going to keep an eye on what he's actually saying. I think he'd be quite happy with the way they're playing. I reckon their defensive pressure in particular, Cappy, very good.
Yeah, they're playing great, YC, and that was a lucky goal for YC for Mornington, Mount Eliza at the end, but they got it and they needed it, and that brings them back into it a bit. But for YC could be way in front. They just dominated. Yeah. They a bit of an accurate kicking cost them, but they're playing great footy. Paul Goonan.
Well, Paul Goonan's with Chris Holcomb. Hulks. Great job, Paul Goonan, and the coach of Frankston YCW, and Chris Holcomb, who's become the great boundary rider of the MPNFL. Look at him, the head wobbler.
Definitely got Brett Kirk covered.
I think he's got Brett Kirk covered. He certainly has Dipper covered, no doubt about
he's
that.
He's going to embrace us with his hands and minds.
6-7-43 to 3-4-22. The margin 21 points. Let's go round the grounds, Brendan, for Jeff Wignall Ford, serving the Peninsula and community since 1979.
So we've got Frankston Bombers 45, play EDS at 13. Bomb Beach, it's got 49 plays, Red Hill 8. That hasn't changed for a while, so that hasn't been updated. Germana 17, playing Rosebud 20. And Sorrento Sharks 35, playing Pines 28.
They didn't ask you whether you wanted to be coach there for the second half of the season down at Sorrento.
No, they didn't, Dan, but it'd be
nice. They didn't ask you, Cappy?
No, mate, no. No phone call. Divi 2, we've got Seaford 57, playing Mornington 32. And Seaford's kicked 8 goals, 9 to 5 goals, 2. Devon Meadows ride, nothing. Hastings 23, tied 23. So the Yabbies are nipping back there, and they're finally in a game. So let's see how they go on with that. Kringle 45, playing Chelsea 22. That's a really important game in Divi 2 today. And Somerville 45, playing Langwarren 39. Ooh. So Langwarren behind for the first time in the season.
Yep.
They're clearly the best side, but, sometimes there's a scalp there, Dan.
Maybe this is the lost stand that you were saying they had to have.
I've been big on that. I think it's very, very hard. I mean, you can give an example of that, Cappy, can't you? Back in 2016, your team were 3 games clear on top of the ladder, the best team in it, and you had a bad final series. And you probably needed a loss before the finals, didn't you?
No, we won it in 2016.
Sorry, not 2016, 2013 I meant. 2013.
2013.
Thank you, Smarty.
The only year they didn't win it, Dan.
How well am I going?
No, 2013. That is absolutely correct. Yeah, we had a fantastic team that year. We dominated all year, and the final series was a disaster. And I think we had a draw, an extra time in a prelim which we lost, and didn't even make the grand final. So. Yeah, that's you're right. You've got to keep the form up all year.
When you're a couple of games clear on top of the ladder, re-collaboration, Brendan, does help you.
Yeah, I think you go in, like all sides have it, you might have 5 or 6 wins in a row. It's nothing structural or anything. It's just we're local footy players and we get a bit ahead of ourselves sometimes and you get a bit happy with yourself. So it might just be a little bit like you're having easy wins and you're just a little bit lazy on game day, and sometimes that loss can just make you, or it definitely makes the coach be able to go in with some vision and go, hey, boys, we're pretty lazy today. So if you don't have that loss, you're still reviewing the games, you're still doing everything right, but
I don't know, maybe it just motivates a couple of guys that are getting a little bit ahead of themselves.
And I reckon Brad Canavan has got them pumped up today. They've got so many injuries, backs against the wall. Everyone's written us off, fellas. That's the way Wiggy coaches. And if they get over the line today, I mean, this would be one of their great achievements. With as he said, according to a lot of people who have been at the club a long time, the worst injury list the club's ever had.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. And Brad would be doing that for sure.
Yeah,
and
loves the story.
They get in at half-time in this situation, and boy, would their tails be up.
He'd be in there, Thriller and Manila. He'd be throwing them all out. He loves the story. He's a big theme coach, and I think it actually works with his list. I think these boys really respond to it. But you play somewhere where you can hear it through the walls. There's always a story. He's always trying to pump them up.
The other story is your old mob, Hastings.
Yep.
Clint Einsendale very disappointed last week because Chelsea virtually into the game without a bench last week, and they still couldn't get over the line.
Yeah.
If they don't beat Tide today, well, their season's over. That'd be really disappointing for them. I think they will. I think they'll have a better second half, but they'd be pretty disappointed
You'd hope
that they're not belting them at this stage.
You'd hope they beat Tide. Look, Tide have been really struggling. I mean, Hastings is a funny one. They've got some good players and they can play some good footy. They've had injuries too. And their injuries have been to their leaders, so I think they're playing a lot of young kids, so that comes with inconsistency. We might be seeing a little bit of that today with Mount Eliza with a younger group. But if you don't beat Tide, mate, you're not going to go anywhere. So I would imagine they'd come and probably have a good, comfortable 8-goal win, being equal at half time. But these are the type of games when a club's down on its knees. Pearsdale's done it a couple of times.
Yes.
If they're in the game at half time, the crowd gets there, the coach gets there, the boys on the hill are all getting into them, and they just feel like it's a grand final for them.
Correct.
Because Tide had big expectations going into this year, and it's just fallen flat on its face. So
It's been terrible.
Chelsea's a funny one to read too. Like their good footy's good, really good, and they can compete. But like the start of the year, and then you just can't read them.
Not sure how many of those players were coming back that couldn't finish the game last week, but it was a mighty win by them.
Yeah. They are, exactly. It's really hard. We do our tips every week, and with Chelsea, it always seems to be. I'm not sure if they're going to be like superstars or they're going to be the opposite. And, they are a good team when they're switched on, and Brains have obviously got a challenge with the group making sure that they're up and about every week.
Well, so does Steve Bradder with Mount Eliza. They've only suffered one loss this year, and they've had a draw against YCW, who are undefeated and lead by 21 points. 6-7-43, 3-4-22. Great Syndicates Australia scoreboard. A major sponsor today, O'Brien Real Estate. $1,000 to a home club if a property lists, sells and settles. And at the moment, you say Blake Mullane, one of the favourites to win the Best on Ground award for the Rosebud Country Club. Come and discover what makes Rosebud Country Club unique and highly regarded. We look forward to giving you a warm welcome. We'll take a break. Well done, fellas. And we'll come back with the second half very shortly. Some work for Mount Eliza to do. Get your game face on.
inside Sophie Ma, but Isabella Khan gets the upper hand.
Just gets it past the fielder. You're in trouble. Pierce Sterling will be run out. And wonderful to see some of the greats of Australian sport here today.
It's just on exactly 2 miles. 2-time Olympic Games finalists over the 3,000 steeple.
Too wide. In the inside is Ma, but down the outside is Khan.
Cover running at the ground level. Charlie Rowe again from Mount Eliza.
I want to crash the interview. Take the microphone, Pete. Thank you. So I just want to be a big fan of yours. So I'm in the federal parliament, but you play Big Bash.
Come outdoors. We're sitting here watching athletics. There's heaps of people running of all ages.
Time's through, so this first place is really important. The runner in green in Buddy.
Eddie Jerovic now has got a bit of move to do. He's got to try to get a run off the bank somewhere. He's
Gertz roosts that one. That is a monster of a kick for a goal. Waters in again short. He hits this high, and he might have got enough on this to go for 6. It has. Coming into a catching position on the onside. Mills the swoop shot. He's picked the gap beautifully. What a shot that is.
Get your GameFace on.
Hi guys, Jack Riot here down at the all-new Frankston Jeep.
Here we go!
Frankston Jeep has been brought back to the peninsula by Freeway Motor Group. It's a family-owned and operated company which prides itself on outstanding service. So get down to Frankston and grab yourself a Jeep. On you.
And welcome back to John Coburn Oval. And it's a 21-point lead at halftime to YCW on the Gross Syndicates Australia scoreboard. 6-7-43 to 3-4-22. Now, for Jeff Wignall Ford, serving the Peninsula community since 1979, Chris Holcomb, as you've replaced Wayne Cavig and Barrick for the third quarter, we're just trying to ascertain who's leading in the big game as RF Miles Reserve is open today for the first time in 4 years. And I was down there earlier. It's an absolute picture.
Yep.
We thought Seaford was up. We're hearing Mornington might be up. Now, you've got, obviously...
Official score.
Yeah, you know what's going on with the Mornington people. What is the official score?
Yeah, Mornington are up 52-29. I don't think Seaford kicked a goal that quarter.
Wow.
The Jackson Kohler count is on 2.
52 for the season.
And 36 for Seaford. Looks like he's stretched it off and looks like he's done his knee. Well, I don't even know whose 36 is for Seaford, but...
Going well, Mornington?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. So that's that battle for that second and third.
Even if Langy go down today, and the last score we had there, they were down against the injury-ravaged Somerville by a goal. But the third quarter's underway, boys. Brendan Dunn and Chris Holcomb with me, thanks to Frankston Jeep. Special comments for the third quarter. Some work for Mount Eliza to do. It's socket off the ground, but in the road again. Painter playing a new role as a defensive winger. Kicks it high, but it'll come straight back. Simmons, the left footer, who's got himself into a bit of trouble today with his execution and use of the footy. He's unsure what to do. He kicks it down the line again, and no mark taken off hands and out of bounds.
They've gone very defensive. They've gone that side all day.
They haven't been brave.
No, it seems like they haven't been. They're scared almost to open YC up through the middle and hit up that short 45.
3-4-22, 6-7-43. That's the shallowest boundary throw-in of all time. The young lady doing a wonderful job. She probably should come in a couple of metres.
It was a man.
No, it's a girl.
Oh, I thought the guy dropping off your salad roll, mate, from half-time.
No, I'm still waiting for that.
That's
the
right.
boys are looking after it from the under-19 boys from YCW too. So the handball comes out from Pickus as they win another stoppage. Through the middle of the ground again, Wallace. Wallace in his 100th game kicks to half forward. The bounce finds Colville, but then Gill, unfortunately for him, handballs into traffic and a snap at goal. Another one for the Stone Cats, and I think it might have been Lockie Wallace.
Good at pumping it in. Yeah, no, Gilly's a great man. He just got caught there trying to handball through traffic.
Thank you, boys.
And the pressure from YC was fantastic. But more importantly, I can't remember the last time I had a killer python, Dan. And
Jesus, look at that.
I love him, Brendan. Well, you would have when you played.
And your wallet looks like George Costanza.
Yeah, it does.
Have a look at the state of it. You've had that since 1983, that wallet.
Third goal to Lockie Wallace. The handball, Sam Gill got run down, and that wasn't what they wanted.
No.
7-7-49 to 3-4-22. Gross Syndicates Australia scoreboard, and this team is becoming the premiership favourites by the minute as Wallace wins another stoppage, another clearance to Goonan again. He's been well held a bit today. He gets held up in a tackle, a standing tackle. Still is able to dish it out by hand opposed to Simmons. They bring it around the outer side again, getting in the road. Kelly dropped a mark he probably should have held on to for Mount Eliza, and the ball drops at his feet and it's held up once more.
Hawks, Goddard's won every centre tap and gone forward left. And you've got the smartest on ballers in the comp. They're going to have to try to mix that up a bit because he's tapping it and YC are running out with
Goddard the tap, taken down by Watts, but his hand pass goes nowhere in a hurry. It went defensively. Free kick at the back now for Mount Eliza. They switch to Kelly. That's a bit better. Out to the broadcast side of the ground, which hasn't seen a lot of play. Scott on a lead, takes the mark. Back in the team today. Marks at half back. Scott now kicks it low and flat, looking for someone to mark. Second grab, third grab. Booth may have copped one high. Should have nearly been a free kick against Credlin. Spills out now in the direction of Mazarek. Mazarek kicks his team long to half forward. Who's going to mark? Again, it's the defence of Mount Eliza that's outmarked.
Troutbeck.
By Troutbeck.
I like
left half forward.
It's a good name, Troutbeck.
They're just doing everything right. They've got those three forwards who, if they don't mark, they bring it to ground. Wallace will clean up. Champus kicked a magnificent goal, which might be goal of the day, thanks to the Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South. Left of centre half forward. We're right behind the Troutbeck kick. This to make it very hard for Mount Eliza, who haven't had a thrashing this year. The kick is coming back. It's coming back. And it just misses narrowly. 7-8-50 to 3-4-22. Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard, and Growth Syndicates Australia help you retire in style.
Mount Eliza need support from their forwards. They've tried to switch the ball twice this quarter, and they come out, there's nothing leading up at the ground, and then they get caught, and then YC get repeat inside 50s.
Sam Gill tried to take that footy out of the fence and was taken in a tackle, and he's been penalised once again. So his hand pass was run down by Wallace. And now he's given away another free kick inside 50 hard on the boundary to Troutbeck. Troutbeck a centering ball, not a great kick. It's chopped off at centre half back by Rouse. Kicks down the line, looking for someone to mark. Anthony Cart at the drop. They have numbers again. Briggs doing a good job. Finds Credlin. Credlin feeds a hand pass out. Bit sloppy. Engwin does well. Nice little paddle in the direction of Hutchison. Free kick. Which way is it going? It's coming back to Mount Eliza. Player was put down.
That was that was a perfect opportunity before when they had the turnover at centre half forward.
No,
and they needed to go.
Yep.
But they didn't. They went back and then they come straight back down the line again.
That's exactly what YC want you to do.
Exactly. They just need to be, like you said before, they need to be a lot braver with the ball.
No, it is going to Mount Eliza. Again, this defence, miserly. Conceded 59 goals going into today.
Beautiful
down
kick
the
by
line.
our skill there, Dan.
Nice kick, finds Scott. He takes the mark. Just in front of the coach's box for YCW. Kicks long to half forward, getting up high. Not able to take the mark as Hoorah. At ground level, Smith paddles to his own advantage from Mount Eliza, then becomes the tackler on Black. Holds him up inside attacking 50 in front of the Jack Wag Hill, which is well populated today, but they're 1.5 metres away from each other, which I think they have to be because of COVID. Trying to get a hurried boot is Goddard from the ruck contest. Good tackle late again by Goonan, and they certainly stay tackled when he tackles a player, as he does on this occasion. In Webster, it's out of bounds at half forward.
Anthony's gone forward this quarter, big strong body. He has to be that guy, doesn't he, Hulks? He has to be working his absolute bum off to get to the contest, create so the smalls can get running.
Yep.
Boundary throw in, tap down again. Here's Goonan. He gets taken in a tackle, feeds the hand pass out. On the outside, a hurried little kick doesn't really find the target for the Stone Cats. In the road was Scott, lost control of it, got it back down to Jordan Rouse, a flying shot into the pocket. But once again, that defence, Byron Barry, who does the 1%er so well, comes across at the fall of the ball and puts it over the boundary with a nice little spoil at ground level.
Geez, I've copped a few sprays in that pocket under the Jack Wag.
Have you?
Oh, yeah. They get very, very wound up.
Boundary throw in again. Tapped down by Hoorah, who's been very good today. One of the best men on the ground for the Rosebud Country Club, for mine anyway. But Chris Cappy and Brendan Dunn will give that Best on Ground award, the mark of the day as well, and goal of the day. Throwing up, goal of the day for Anytime Fitness. Hurried boot. Scott can't get it. Good play, Dees, who was very, very good, particularly early. And once again, Credlin lays a very good tackle at centre half back for the Stone Cats.
Mount Eliza's got +1 at the back of the stoppage here, running through.
28-point lead, Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Tap down again. And once again, they emerge from yet another clearance through Hutchison. Kicks to the wing. Not a great kick. Loose ball. Both teams going hard. Trying to get it out is Simmons. He's held up. With him is Lambert. They've had a ding-dong battle. And they hold it up on the outer side, the former Mount Eliza player.
Russian roulette there. YC doing the exact same thing as Mount Eliza, +1 behind, just streaming forward, but YC's winning 95% of those.
They needed to hold the sweeper and make sure that they block it through.
Another punch, Goddard. Socket out by Colvin. Good play, Engwin. Defensive hand pass comes out now to Barry. Kicks towards the wing, but his kick is turned over. He just turned it over a bit, Byron. And now here's McGannon. He kicks to the wing. That's a horrible looking kick. Anthony couldn't mark it. Off hands to Webster. Webster will drive Mount Eliza long. One-on-one, and at the back is Mornay. Beautiful kick by Webster. He got out the back. Credlin was a couple of metres in front. He read it to a nicety. And that is as good a piece of play today and a turnover from the Mount Eliza Footy Club at the Frankston end of the ground.
You get them forward to centre, going quick. It's the only way you can get YC, because if you're slow, they set up well.
Margin 28 points. Morney to make it 22. On the left, he cutes it home. Kicks his second, Max Morney. And the margin 22, but they need a few in a row to get right back in it on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. 7-8-50 to 4-4-28.
Was a shock. Go Hulk.
No, just really impressed with Sam Webster. I've seen him 2 weeks in a row now, and he's only a young kid, but his presence around the ball, he attacks it really hard, and he's got good skills. Sorry, mate. What did you have?
I was just saying, like, it was a shocking kick, but it was exactly what you said. At least they went quick. They made something happen, and they had the numbers at the ball because YC weren't able to set up, and it's created a goal.
And how often have they been 1-on-1?
Well, that's how
hardly ever.
Well, that's how they upset Bombers last week with having that quick run and that quick elastic band sort of ball movement, and that's what they've got to do. That stems from half back when they've got to take that risk, mate.
Yep.
Throwing up in the middle again. Hutchison. Goddard throws it on the boot. He's been enormous for the Mount Eliza side. Hammond is there. Paddles to his own advantage. Taken away from him, though. Good hand pass came out from Paint, and then he lays a tackle after it missed the target. Close to the boundary. Watts gets a hand pass out, and then it's also taken by Thomas, but he can't find the target for the Redlegs. Boundary thrown out aside.
Just feel like they're starting to maybe potentially have a bit of a purple patch here, Mount Eliza. So if they can get 1-2 quick goals, put a bit of pressure on, who knows what will happen, but they need to score and capitalise on these little bits of ascendancy around the ball.
50-28. Missed by Pickus. Picked up again by Booth. His kick misses the target. Again, an interception for the Stone Cats. And they turn it over through Angwin. Angwin, a hurried kick. Finds Steele. Steele forward of the play again, and getting out the back is the 100 gamer who's having a picnic today. He'll have a shot at goal.
That's a don't come Monday, Holtz.
That's a coach killer.
In fact, it's not the 100 gamer, it's Lambert.
But the option was right. That's what we're talking about. If he had taken that mark, even the secondary follow-up, if he hadn't have run over the ball and got something on it and pushed it forward, they're open and they've got one-on-ones forward, which is exactly what we want. But it was just that error that cost him. And he can't make that against YC.
No. Is he playing a different role at YCW? He normally was a defender at Mount Eliza Lambert, wasn't he?
He can play anywhere. Yeah, he can do a run-with role. He can play back. He can play forward. He's very versatile.
Left of centre half forward. Lambert, the kick coming back, but not enough. Holds up. Through for a behind at the city end. And it is 7-9-51 YCW, 4-4-28 on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Mount Eliza, 23 points the difference.
Always had a lot of depth issues looking down that end because the trees are so far back. You don't know how far the ball's flying. You never, even playing, you don't know where it's going.
I never had a shot there.
The veteran Booth straight down the middle. Kick too long for Webster. Can't get to Goddard. At the back, Verdu hasn't had a proper possession yet. Has it taken away again. Hurry kick inside 50. Almost one-on-one again. At ground level, picked up by Anthony. He beat Black. He kicks it high. Running after it, Webster. It pitches away from him and out of bounds in the forward pocket on the outer side.
But at least they attacked. Yep. They went to the middle. They had a contest. They won that contest, and then away they go.
And they ran hard. Their work rate was good there by Mount Eliza. They actually, at that grand ball, they had 3 versus 1. They probably could have sorted that out a little bit better, but their work rate was really good.
Well, at least they're taking better options off their back line to try and open the game up. Just got to put it on the board
says 50-28. I'm thinking it's 51-28. Boundary throw, and we'll double check that. Great Syndicates Australia scoreboard.
You'd know, Rain Man.
Back into play. I may, not all the time. Max Morney. Great movie that. Handball comes out. Tom Cruise brilliant in it.
Oh, here we go.
A pretty ordinary person. Free kick off the play to Mount Eliza. And this is Burton, who I think has been one of their best.
He's been very good.
At left half forward. Kicked a couple.
Yeah, because they've got a little bit of momentum. So
double change. Braden Nelms coming off. Booth as well. Aidan Smith back on a 35-degree angle, 40 metres out to the Frankston end. It's a great kick. It's a great kick, and it has found the target. And that's 2 in a row, and it gives them a chance.
Yeah, they've definitely
5-4-34 to 7-9-51 by my reckoning on the Growth Syndicates Australia scoreboard. The margin 17 points. And O'Brien Real Estate, our major sponsor, $1,000 to their home club if a property lists, sells and settles.
I wonder if it's something that they analysed at half time and said that they needed to be more brave with the ball coming through, because it's definitely their strength. And if they're going down and kicking down the line or holding the ball up, they're just playing into YC's hands. They're doing well this quarter.
Starting to tap it backwards, Holtz.
Hey, there we go.
And back inside 50 again, but a good mark, running with the flight. Painter playing, as we said, a new role, normally a forward, but playing as a defensive winger. Gets back and stems the flow for the Stone Cats. looking for Hutchison. Getting a hand in there, though. Good play by Jordan Rouse. Then he lays a tackle as Hutchison goes to ground. He was very good early, Cole, but drifted out of the game a little bit. Lots of players around this.
And this
crowded contest, it'll be thrown up, which YCW loves.
This ground holes, you can get so much space, can't you?
You can indeed.
You can get a lot of space. So
if you run, if you've got a
run
work
up
rate,
again.
mate.
Big fist comes out from Goddard. Angwin looking, he overruns it. Taken away nicely by McKinnon. Kicks inside 50 at the bounce. Anthony is giving them a target. He somehow flicked it out. Burton stopped. I should say Kelly stopped while he was being shot. And he has been tackled magnificently by Pickus. And he who hesitates is lost, and he turns him inside out. Then he skids it along the turf. Not the greatest kick in the world. Clean bowls a number, except Simmons, who does well and then is taken high as he tried to extricate himself out of a tackle. Simmons kicks it high. It's not the greatest kick in the world.
It's a free kick.
Morney's caught in the middle, and a big mark taken by Black.
But a 2-on-1 inside 50, just about 20 metres from that contest.
He cuts off the supply, Luke Black. Feeds a hand pass at close quarters. They'll look to drive out of defence now. The Stone Cats towards the wing. No mark taken. Bringing it to ground, Lambert. Big contest. And it was Raphael that drove it long. Now off hands. Picked up at ground level by Gill for Mount Eliza. Picked up by Anthony. Does well to win the contest. Bouncing ball. Bouncing ball. No, it bounced on the line.
Joking.
It bounced on the line for Black. It was almost going to be goal of the day. It pitched for Black, the goalkeeper, and he kicks on the outside of the ground and finds Pickus, who's off to the races with 2 bounces. Oh, the luck of the game of footy. And then a big fist by Colvin does well to intercept and put it over the boundary, attacking side of the wing for YCW.
That would have made it real interesting.
Yeah, you don't have to be Dan Lonigan on E. Harmony to be stiff, do you? Jesus.
You idiot. That was almost going to be the Anytime Fitness goal of the day.
You didn't deny it, Dan.
I don't quite know what you mean by that comment. I'm an innocent man. Boundary throw-in, back into play, tap down. Good tackling again by Mount Eliza. They're certainly doing well. Hammond here, but it's grubbered towards the boundary line by Dees, who was one of the hard nuts early days.
Very friendly on the boundary.
Yeah,
I saw that whole
Nelms and Bailey Schmidt having a nice little chat there with the opposition.
I'd be hooking in the
right next door to each other, boys. And Bailey Schmidt knows you can hear him
didn't have a shower this morning, mate. What's going on?
Yes, tap down again, close to the boundary.
Yeah, a little bit different when I've had.
It is a little bit.
Mount Eliza just need to stay with this momentum now. Don't let any easy goals. If YC can kick a goal because they've played really well, that's great. But if they don't allow any easy goals and can maybe get one more, it's going to be an interesting last quarter.
Goddard, Hammond flicks it out. Kelly, I like his game hard on the boundary, squeezes a kick down the line. Credlin could have nearly got in the back of an opponent. Loose ball on the wing on the outer side. It's to be won. Good tackle laid by Zach Rouse. And now it's picked up by Kelly. Kelly kicks Mount Eliza towards half forward, almost a mark to Anthony, who's presented brilliantly in this quarter. Been moved forward, as the boys said, from defence. And now there's a high kick coming up from Scott.
Contest.
He kicks long to full forward, but getting back. Good defensive mark by Lambert, who's gone back to help them out in defence. Near the scoreboard. Score says 7-8-50 to 5-4-34, but Goddard super again for Mount Eliza, as the boys said. Got it down. High kick by Harrison Scott. But once again, he turns it over to Lambert. I still think it's 7-9-51 to 5-4-34. Grace Syndicate's Australia scoreboard. Check that at three-quarter time.
Do you reckon
short, Lambert.
Do you reckon YC got a little bit safe too coming out?
Yeah,
there two opportunities there to go that way, and they're straight back down the line.
Doing that first half, Hulks, they were just going for it.
Yeah, they were. And that's where they're trying to open up Mount Eliza, but they just seem to be getting in that rut of down the line and a little bit cautious.
Hoora to the green-booted Raphael. Kicks down the line again and getting a little hand on it. Nice destroy from the side by Colvin, who's one of those consummate lockdown defenders whose aim always is to knock away first.
You can probably do that, though, with a lead, more so than if you're trying to chase from behind, just to try and slow that momentum down and force another stoppage, which they've been so good at today.
Close to three-quarter time. Boundary throw-in again. Good contest. Won by Goddard. Socket off the ground, but missed by Mount Eliza. Gee, it's ugly footy. It comes out, though, to Lambert. Again, is having an outstanding quarter. He receives on the outside. Brought down as he kicked a half forward. Free kick down the ground.
It was a soft free kick, but there wasn't much in it, but he didn't need to do it, did he?
Champus with the free kick. Kicked a magnificent goal in the second quarter. Kicks in short.
This'll hurt.
Looking for someone to mark,
Yeah.
and the mark is taken by Mazarak, close to the boundary, right half forward.
Especially because Gill intercepted that mark going in, and there's a switch opportunity, and then just that down on the ground. If they kick a goal here, that's really bad.
Well, you think about it with the one that bounced on the line as well and bounced back. If they nail this, it just stops that momentum. doesn't it?
Fairly acute angle, 45 out. He's a left footer, and he misses. So I've got it as 7-10-52. We might go with the scoreboard, though.
you'd be right.
7-9-51 to 5-4-34. Grace Syndicates Australia scoreboard, but we will confirm a three-quarter time as Nick McKinnon comes off for a rest. Colvin back into play. Can't mark for Mount Eliza. Off hands, taken by Booth. Finds a target there in Watts, but his hand pass was no good. Intercepted brilliantly on that occasion by Hura. Got it down to Goonan. Goonan kicks quickly to half forward on the outer side where most of the players been. Ball's to be won, and it's won by Colvin. Colvin, though, backtracking under immense pressure. Got the hand pass out to McGannon. McGannon threads it through. Mount Eliza around the outer side. And they've now got an opportunity here. They can switch it up in the middle. Nelms receiving from Rouse. On the left, kicks on the outside again. They can keep running, and they're running brilliantly around that outer side. Taken by Watts. Watts kicks inside 50, bouncing ball. The delivery not great. Anthony, the big man, picks up again. He's been magnificent, but it's a high kick, a high up and under. Getting back, but he can't take the mark. Unfortunately, it's Jordan Rouse. And in the end, he just knocks it to the behind post of a boundary throw in.
He couldn't have marked that with a big W bucket, Ben.
He should have marked it. It was a swirling ball, and he dropped an absolute
I'll tell you what,
sitter.
Anthony's been good forward this quarter. That's been a good move.
But they need people around him because he can't finish.
No, he can't. Tapped down again by Max Moore.
Hold the ball.
Good play by Schmidt, but he's holding the ball, I reckon, in that contest. As he took it out.
They're definitely covering the ground better.
Yeah, but now they can throw caution to the wind with that middle hit up that they did again, then open right up.
Morney got it down. Scott receives, loses control, holding the ball, and Dees runs away. Advantage, has a bounce, kicks the Stone Cats into the middle of the ground. Mark taken on this occasion by Mazarak. Mazarak on the left, not a great kick. 50-50 contest, Booth and Lambert, two guys who know each other well, two former teammates. Lambert flicks it away from Booth and puts it over the boundary.
The old Fox just nice and experienced.
That was a great decision.
He was on goal side by
Well, then they actually left his man and he saw it play, so he ran 20 metres to go and make that contest. It was really good.
7-9-51 to 5-4-34. Price getting ready to come on.
Starting to get some clearances here, Mount Eliza. I feel like they've probably got
Webster off.
The legs on the ground. YC have definitely slowed up. They're not pushing forward as hard as they were from the stoppage. And that happens when you put scoreboard pressure on. You start questioning yourselves with zones and stuff like that. So Mount Eliza have had a really good quarter here.
Yeah, 100%.
17 points the lead. Grace Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Tap to the back again. Socket out by Hammond. Stone Cats in the road. The kick, though, of Mazarak smothered.
They're
squeezing a kick out. Jordan Rouse finds a player on his own. Smith had a quiet day. Smith will drive them long inside 50. Looking for someone to mark. Max Mornay runs underneath it at the back. Barry gets a hand pass out to Raphael. Raphael down the middle. Now they're out. Dees with a hand pass to Mullane, who's been quiet this quarter. Free kick down the ground, and he knows that it's down the ground. And it'll be taken by Rowan Steele. Steele at left half forward. He will kick quickly in towards the pocket. 1-on-3 against. Mount Eliza getting the numbers back. Can they win the contest? McGannon can't. Loses control of it. Picked up by Angwin. Angwin, this'll hurt. Kicks long to full forward. Almost a great mark.
That was nearly
it's
a super
not paid
mark.
to Champus. That would have been mark of the day. And now they clear out of defence again, but they turn it over, Mount Eliza. And chipping in a great mark to Lambert, who's been very, very good. One of the candidates for best on ground. Gets it to Dees. Dees kicks quickly to half forward on the second grab.
Mark.
That is excellent footy. Troutbeck takes the mark at left half forward.
You know what Mount Eliza are missing today? Shane Tennant sitting in centre half forward to provide that contest because he won't let a ball go and get it outmarked. He'll bring it to ground.
I was just thinking Mornay had the perfect sit for that mark and he just didn't get there, did he?
He's
sort of ran past the footy.
He's a young kid. That's where a Tennant will bash him.
And they're missing Breen around the contest too, aren't they?
Yeah, probably Tenno more today because you can see the gaping hole they've got going forward.
Kelly off for a rest. McKinnon back on. Change is being made by both Mount Eliza and these Stone Cats. Troutbeck kicks long,
Good kick.
kicks accurately. That's a big goal.
That's goal of the
against
day.
the trend by Matt Troutbeck. 8-9-57 to 5-4-34 on the Grove Syndicates Australia scoreboard. And that is definitely a candidate for our goal of the day for Anytime Fitness, preparing you in the pre-season, maintaining you in season, and helping keep you fit and motivated in the off-season.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic. Even the mark, there was under the pump coming out.
You'd just be so disappointed, wouldn't you, if you're Mount Eliza? You've done so much hard work, Brendan, haven't you, to get yourself back in the game and just not finishing it off up
It is
forward.
disappointing, but on the same note, like YC second quarter, well, they kicked six binds in a row, so bit of hit and miss. But at least they know they can match it with their good quality footy. They can match it with YC, so they've just got to maintain that for longer periods of time.
Goonan couldn't win it. Quick by Jordan Rouse, and then Hammond's hand pass was picked off and taken by Hura, but he turns it over on the wing on the outer side.
Yeah, he had to go, didn't he?
McGannon takes the mark.
It's a risky kick, but
for Mount Eliza, he'll have to go backwards. He's got nothing on offer up the ground. That held up for a long time. Now Sam Morneau's got to play as he switches to Thomas. Thomas marks at half-back. Been a bit quiet today, Thomas. Kelly said, take off, take off. But he turns it over and Hutchison gets back. Backtracking a bit, the veteran. Got a lot of tattoos, more tattoos in a tattoo shop, Kyle. A good little kick. And he finds Mazarak, handballs to Mullane, spinning by, kicks long to full forward.
Goal.
There's Champus, he does well, into an open goal and puts it away, money for Jam.
I just want to mention...
Waiting at the back.
I just want to mention Hutchison there. Like, a lot of people go good on ballers, they never play on anyone. I even heard it out at the huddle. He's run 50 metres to cover that outlet kick there.
Yep.
And people don't realise that. They see him at a stoppage. He's the best on baller. Of course, he don't play by himself, but his off-the-ball work was super there, and no one sees that.
Yeah.
And that's caused the turnover, results in a goal.
Yeah, 100%. And the skill error from Mount Eliza, like he had a young guy with a couple of metres break on him. All he had to do was put it out in front of him by 5 metres to allow him to run onto it. Instead, he scrubbed the kick on the inside. They've got the turnover. Game over, and YC will do that to you.
9-9-63 to 5-4-34. Just when you thought Mount Eliza were back in it, YCW finding a way again in that watertight defence. How good is it? Thrown up in the middle of the ground again. He's been enormous today. Goddard down to Nelms. I reckon Nelms was shoved in the back. As they shove it forward again, YCW unscientifically. Handball comes out. Now in the direction of Mazarak. Skids a kick to half forward. Losing control of the steal. Picked up by Mullane. Just burst his way through. Wanted that. Now to Butland. Hooks around the body. Kick to full forward. No mark taken. There's Champus again. How quick is he? Handballs to steal. One goal streak to another, 3 in a row to the Stone Cats.
That's Cappy's love child.
Mullane's too good to be playing local footy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, mate.
He's a gun.
Mate, you want to watch more of Division 1? There's nearly one in every team.
Jeepers.
It's running it, yeah.
That pick up 360 and then the handball, just the awareness in traffic to do that.
Yep.
Dangerous little player, Champus, isn't he? Dangerous little player.
He just compliments him because he's so quick, and you probably drift to other opponents and let him go. But if you give him a metre, he's going to take off and have 5 on you in a blink.
Yeah. 10-9, 69 to 5-4-34. You think that the Stone Cats have put this game to bed on the Grove Syndicates Australia scoreboard.
The Mount Eliza just don't seem to be able to kick enough goals, you think. Their ball movement through's all right, but they're really missing 10-0 up forward today.
Yeah, they had a 10-minute burst there. They could have kicked a couple more.
So Wallace won the clearance, had the hand pass knocked down. Then it's hard by Raphael back to Wallace with the volleyball spike. Handballs to England on the outside. Great kick. And standing firm, marking at centre half forward. Goonan hasn't dominated as much today, Luca, but they've got so many big inside midfielders, YCW, that one of their stars can have a quieter day and others can just step up.
Lockie Wallace a little bit sore, trotting over to the bench in his
100th game. 40 out directly in front for 4 in about 4 minutes for the Stone Cats. That kick is just fading away to full forward. There's a mark on the line. The accidental marker. Has it been paid? Right on the line. I think it might have been.
He can't play on.
No.
Was it in the square?
It's in the square. I told you the depth down there. You can't tell how deep it is into that board line.
It sort of falls away, doesn't it?
Yeah. I get no idea.
Slope. It's Lambert, who's had an outstanding day. I think one of the favourites for the Rosebud Country Club, and I'm not giving the award best on ground. Acute angle, no daylight. You'll go for the banana,
This is the most
I think.
stupid rule in the world, isn't it? You can start off the line, but kick over the line.
He's nailed
kicked the goal.
Oh, he's called play on, has he, the umpire?
Has he called play on?
Yeah.
He didn't play
See,
on,
I
did he?
told you.
Yeah, he's called play on.
It's a shocking rule, mate. No one knows what's going on.
He's called. What's he doing?
He said he ran past his line.
Oh,
It's
God.
called play on.
There we go.
I don't think so.
There we go.
Anyway,
Not a
YCW
goal.
10-9-69, Mount Eliza 5-4-34, 35-point lead at three-quarter time. And they've got a lot of work to do in the last quarter if they're to win this on the Great Syndicates Australia scoreboard. But before we take a break, let's check, thanks to Jeff Wignall Ford, serving the Peninsula community since 1979. Around the grounds, Brendan Dunn.
We got Bombers 84 playing EDS 29. Bomb Beach 85 playing Red Hill only 10 points.
Gee.
Dramana 39, Rosebud 41, and
Good
Sorrento
game.
61 and Pines 40. So Pines got within 4 points, I think, and then Sorrento's kicked away a little bit.
I got Div 2 here, mate.
Yes.
Mornington have kicked away from Seaford and have a 24-point break. Jackson Calder's got 4 out of the 9 for Mornington. Devon Meadows, 77, giving Rye a little bit touch-up now, 46. No score in the Pearsdale Cribby game. We've got Hastings, 54, now kicked away from Tybe, 23. Coringal Chelsea, ring-ding affair, 48-47, three-quarter
big win
time.
by Coringal if they manage to get over the line.
And then, if you don't mind, Somerville 68, Langwarren 57. Ooh. So we've got a couple of ring-dinger games there.
Imagine the raucous celebrations and the singing of the song if Summy managed to hang on there in one of the big upsets of the season. As I said earlier, Brad Canavan, he'd love it that we've written him off and he'd think, how good's this?
He would.
But still a lot of work to be done. That's thanks to Jeff Wignall Ford. Our major sponsor today is O'Brien Real Estate, and they're offering a great deal, $1,000 to Home Club if a property lists, sells and settles. Gross Syndicates Australia scoreboard, and it's a big lead. 10-9-69 YCW. And Mount Eliza, Chris Holcomb, 5-4-34.
We'll go and have a listen, I think, to Mount Eliza's huddle at three-quarter time. But if we were coaching at the moment, you see how they open up YC, and you'd rather go down by 10 goals than go down by 2 or 3. So you're trying to hit that short 45 in the middle. You're trying to go the switch every time. You are never, ever to go down the line, and you just roll the dice with them. And hopefully your work rate gets over what YC are going to do. So it'll be interesting to see what Steve Brattle says.
Creating contests coming out of the forward line up around 80, 90, and then getting out the back.
Yeah.
If it's a long one-on-one, I'm backing YC most of the time. But if they can get up, force the backs up and then get out the back, that's when Mount Eliza look most dangerous. But momentum's everything.
Yep.
YC kicked a couple with it. Mount Eliza probably had it for longer, but they're only able to kick a couple as well. So
100%.
It'll be interesting. First 5 minutes will be really important.
So the lead is 35 points. In fact, they've done what I thought was right. It is 36 points. So I was right with that score earlier. Never wrong. 10-10-70 to 5-4-34. And the Rain Man on the MPNFL, Dustin Hoffman, one of the great movies. The lead 36 points at three-quarter time. Great Syndicates Australia scoreboard, and GSA will help you retire in style, significantly enhance superannuation for an ideal retirement lifestyle. Get in touch with Tim and the team. We'll take a break. Back with the last quarter shortly. A lot of work for Mount Eliza to do in the battle for first and second in First Division and the MPNFL. Get your GameFace.
So we're going to do live and loose from the Mexican night.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for everyone on the stage tonight.
What an outstanding tournament it's been, Paul Wilson.
Unbelievable.
Hi everyone, it's Tim from Growth Syndicates Australia and we're financial transformation specialists. Our clients are eliminating their mortgage in a much shorter period of time, creating more wealth and boosting their super. This is all done without impacting their lifestyle. Sounds amazing? Well, let me explain a little bit about the GSA Advantage. With clients all around Australia and a head office located in Elsternwick, our team of very experienced professionals enable unique and exclusive property investment opportunities through wholesale investing for clients to achieve specific outcomes. Our current projects are located in Brighton, Malvern East, Kew, Glen Iris and Mont Albert North. Everyone's busy and that's a fact. But did you know for every day you have a mortgage and underperforming investments or superannuation, you're missing out on $350 every day. It all starts with a friendly phone discussion to then arrange a meeting to provide you with a clear picture on what GSA achieves for our clients, and with no charge or obligation, see where these results can apply to you. So check us out at growthsyndicatesaustralia.com, give us a call on 1300 205 556.
And three-quarter time, 36-point lead for Frankston YCW. They kicked 3 goals in 2 minutes at the end of the quarter to break this game apart when Mount Eliza were hanging on, but that defence is just watertight. 64 goals now in 9 games they've conceded, Wayne Cap, and that's why they're so good.
Yeah, they're great. They're always holding oppositions to low scores, and that's been a strength of YC for a long time. They've also got a midfield that is way on top, and the drive they're getting from Mullane, Hutchison, Wallace, Dees is incredible, and They're working really hard, those guys. They're helping their defence out and then pushing up to be an option up the ground. And, they're on top all over the ground at the moment. But, unlucky that they didn't get that goal in the end, which was a bit of a dubious decision. But
only once did they get out the back then, Mount Eliza, 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Credlin was then beaten by Morno, who just read the flight better.
And Mount Eliza have got to do that. They've got to work harder to get behind the ball and help their mates out the field.
70-34. And the boys, Brendan and Chris, have been out to hear what the coaches are saying. And it's wonderful to have 3 premiership coaches with us in commentary today. Chris Holcomb, Coach Mornington. Wayne Cap was in charge of a very strong Stonecats team. And Brendan Dunn, of course, the man in charge of Hastings when they won the flag in 2016 in the Nepean. Straight out of the middle goes Mount Eliza, but Hayden Raphael, another reliable player, takes the mark at half-back, just standing firm to circumvent another attempt forward by Mount Eliza. Kicks to the wing. Champus went up, couldn't take the mark. Off hands. Nelms hasn't been able to get the run on the outside he could last week. Handball intercepted by Goonan. Kick smothered by Nelms. Good second effort. Slips to McKinnon. Tries to get around Painter. Held up in a tackle, holding the ball. He's been unlucky then, McKinnon, as the ground shifted underneath him, and he was penalised. Painter feeds a hand pass at close quarters. Taken by Hura. Handballs now to Angwin, right in front of our commentary position. High kick inside 50. Big pack forming. Pack collapses out of bounds right near the Jack Wag Hill, and it is very populated today, Cavi, and they're making lots of money by selling lots of beer.
Yeah, they're having fun up there, the boys.
That's good. It's exactly what we want this competition. It's great to have it back. It's good to have the crowds here. It's great for YCW 30-year premiership reunion. They'll make plenty of money, and all clubs need to be doing that. It's wonderful. As a good tackle's laid by Goonan again, and you'd say that Mount Eliza won that clearance.
Look at this setup behind the ball here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 loose YC guys here. This ball's coming out. It's going straight back in.
But they don't need to do that down the line, mate. If they're going to have those all set through, they've got to take risks and go the other way.
Anthony tried to take the mark from the kick. Missed by Webster. And there's a bit of pushing and shoving behind the play between Anthony and also Hura. Hura's as hard as a cat's head. Anthony is too. He's a bigger man as well. And the umpire says it's going to be a free kick and it'll go the way of Hura.
Hoorah.
I tell you what.
And Mount Eliza are not happy.
Oh, down beyond play. Oh.
Raphael has put a man down, and that should be a free kick. Should be a free kick as Hutchison gets it. Got it to Credlin, and now the crowd are going berserk. They're firing. You can hear them raucous in the background here. Marcus taken by Dees. Kicks long to full forward. Off hands and through for a behind.
Was there a little bit of staging there, or did he actually give him one?
It slipped, I thought.
Ah, of course you thought he slipped. You're an idiot, Cappy.
So Simmons on the left. I just wouldn't have him kicking back into play.
Well, he's been on there, hasn't he?
Yeah, his kicking is letting down today. He's tried very hard. He's just a bit limited on the left, and he tried to find a target in Gill. He kicks off that back foot too much. Kicks long inside 50. This is coming from someone who couldn't kick the footy at all. Ball's back inside attacking 50, and there's Goonan taken down on a tackle. They needed 3 to bring him down, and a free kick will go the way of the Mount Eliza side in the last line of defence. And Colvin gets the hand pass at close quarters to Kelly. Kelly's in the goal square. He's confronted again. Great forward pressure by Butland. Got the hand pass out towards Rouse. Kicks towards Anthony. Just getting a hand on it is Painter. Playing a wonderful defensive role in front of the Mount Eliza coach's box. Quick kick comes out from Nelms, but only as far as Raphael. Raphael goes back now. Finds the most defensive man on the ground, and he always is in Byron Barry. Barry does well to chip it over the top to the 100 gamer Wallace. And gee, it is getting raucous, isn't it, in the crowd. Gets the hand pass out now. Quick kick came from Briggs. Kicks inside 50. Misses the target. And
it's on. The runners having a go.
The runners are having a go at each other, and they shouldn't be. They should not be.
Hang on.
The umpire.
Hang on, he's reporting him. He's reporting the runner. He's reported the runner. And he sent him off. Get off. Get off.
He can't stay on, is that right?
Well, he can't touch the players and get into it. That's just ridiculous. No, that's not on.
He also had a crack at half time, and there was a bit of pushing and shoving. Remember, the runner was a bit verbal.
He's always in it. He's always in it.
He can't be.
I nearly had a scrap with him when I was coaching one day coming off the ground at half time. Yeah, he's actually a good bloke, but he's just passionate.
White line fever.
Yeah.
I tell you, a couple of YC boys aren't happy with the treatment they got. Whatever happened there, I didn't see it. But Painter and Hero seem to be really upset about something. I don't know what's going on.
Well, the runner can't come in and touch players and get involved in an altercation. It's just not on.
It's been, I think, on a knife's edge in the second half in regard to Tempest fraying a bit. Anyway, ball comes out, but only momentarily, as again, it's a real scrap at the moment. And there will be a ball up again with YCW in front by 37 points. Gross Syndicate Australia scoreboard.
So does that mean he can't run any messages for the quarter? Is that the go?
Well, I don't think so.
Card?
Burton soccers it off the ground, but only as far as Black, who is the most offensive man at the moment in the middle of the ground. He switches it to Wangle, and as the lights are on, it's pretty dark. Plenty of people home too. Kicks towards half forward. Loose ball. Missed by the big fella.
That is goal of the day.
From Lambert. The big fella Goddard couldn't get it. Lambert kicks it off the edge of the boot. And the crowd are going mad.
And he's gone right at the Mount Eliza bench and gone straight to the runner and give him an absolute mouthful.
There's a goal of the day for Anytime Fitness for Brenton Lambert, the former Mount Eliza player. And his team are home. The celebrations will continue.
He's played really well, Lambert.
He has.
That might be his fourth goal, I think. And what a great goal. That ball skipped through 4 defenders then and got to him. He just swung it round on his right, boomeranged it through. Great goal.
Right in front of Jack Wag Hill. Yeah. They love it up on Jack Wag
11-11, 77 to 5-4-34. Gross Syndicates Australia scoreboard.
I think Mount Eliza have tried to take the fight up to YC, and then YC have just gone, thank you very much.
Oh, come on, Cappy.
Back in the middle again. Smith's hand pass, no good. Misses a target. Loose ball again. They've got numbers at the back once more. Cleared by Credlin. On the left, high ball to the outer side of the ground, one-on-one, pushing his opponent out. Champus, he loves a goal. He's kicked 2 already. Tries to go to ground to get away from the opponent, who brings him to ground in a tackle, and that should be holding the ball, I reckon, to go the way of
he molested him. He was a bit high. Jeez.
Oh, but he tried to go to the ground and buckle at the knees like Toby McLean and Joel Selwood Hawks.
It's not like I'm trying to back up Cappy at all, but I thought he was just a bit stiff there.
Yes, you are. Boundary throwing, outer side, half forward.
Yes, you are.
For YCW at the Frankston end of the ground, or the Jack Wag Hill end of the ground, 43-point lead. And they're home here, and they'll be undefeated again, YCW.
How do you train?
And certainly the team to beat.
How do you train under these lights? They're putrid. Knights, you better do something about that, mate.
Be playing games here in a couple of years, Snides.
Tap down. Andrew Schneider is a very happy man organising the 30-year anniversary.
Birthday boy.
Yes.
This is birthday, dude. No, Schneider's. What, 43 Schneider's? 42? Yeah.
Boundary throwing.
Only, mate.
Just a young man, isn't he?
Thanks,
in
Dan.
His prime.
I'm same age, so thanks,
yes.
mate.
Well, you're not young, though. You look old. I was told the other day I'm a young-looking 52-year-old. Boundary throwing. You can't shine, you know what, and there'll be a pack forming, and it'll be thrown up once again.
Oh, God.
But Andrew didn't laugh. Thrown up again. Wing on the outer side. Open-handed slap by Goddard. Close to the boundary line once again. Number of players foraging hard. Soccered by Verdu. That might be his first actual kick, but he's been okay in the ruck.
You've received a few of those in your time, haven't you, Dan? The open-handed slap in the nightclubs, eh?
Many times. 11-11-77 to 5-4-34. The margin 43 points. Again, it's fisted down. And Joel Pickus has been pretty good. Josh Pickus has been pretty good today. He gets held up as he tried to take it in another clearance win for the Stone Cats. Well done, Goddard. I reckon there must be a free kick here to Watts, who was held and not in possession.
I think this Stone Cats side is about as strong as it can be, guys. They've Riley Hodson's out and Kevin Lilac. I think Riley might be out for the season, but with only probably Kevin to come back in, it's pretty strong.
Watts to Kelly, kicks long, off hands. Black will clear again towards the wing. Little hand pass came out again from Pickett's. It's on the wing on the outer side. Hutchison managed to get it forward again, just unscientifically, the veteran Kyle Hutchison. And it's held up attacking side of the wing once more.
He's looked sore today, Lukey Pona. Has he done something to his lower leg?
I'll be putting him on ice.
Yeah.
He's been good.
He has been good.
He's been very good. But
77 to 34.
Something with his lower leg that's just been giving him a bit. I don't think it's anything major, but he's just been a bit sore.
Pickets to Hutchison, slipped over as he gets a hurried boot to ball towards half forward. Oh, gee, Mullane runs into an opponent. He upended him as he was stumbling into it, and Rouse gets the free kick as he collided with Rouse on that occasion. Mullane went back to Colvin. Colvin kicks up the guts now to Nelms. Nelms kicks it on the half volley, missed by Burton. Coming the other way, Credlin. Holding it up once more, got the hand pass out in the direction of Hoorah. Now to Hutchison, off the side of the boot. Gee, keeping his eye on the ball. The great Josh Butland takes the mark, attacking side of half forward. He'll lower the eyes and kick it again to Angwin, who set up a magnificent goal early. He's been one of the best today for the Rosebud Country Club. Boys will have to give the BOG a little bit later on.
He's a beautiful kick of the football, Bailey. I back him from here.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Bailey Angwin. 55 metres out. It is a magnificent kick.
Oh, no.
Off hands behind.
Yeah, I knew he didn't have it in him.
11-12-78 to 5-4-34 as Webster comes off. And one of the Rouse twins, Zach Rouse, gets ready to come back on.
I love that name, Mazurak.
Mazurak off. Steele on, and Steele might get the footy straight away and coming on. But he knocks it to the boundary as McKinnon was ready to knock him over the line too, in front of a very populated crowd here at John Coburn Oval, enjoying the footy. 44-point lead to the Stone Cats.
Do you reckon those Mount Eliza boys go a little bit harder in front of their coach's box?
Mate, there's still a little bit going on over there. They're very vocal, the Mount Eliza bench at the moment.
Taken out of the middle by Nelms. Quick kick comes out, but England's in the road. Beating 1, 2, 3 with that big body Goonan. Through traffic by hand now towards Schmidt. He tumbles a kick to half forward, but tidying it up nicely as he beat a couple of opponents. Watts gets the hand pass out again, taken down the line. Nice kick came from Booth. His Price has been quiet today in his second game. Can't get there in time, but his teammate Watts does, and he might have almost been accosted and absolutely thrown to the turf by the hard-nosed Byron Barry, who said, "Welcome to the big time, young fella." And it'll be thrown up once more. Knocked down again as Chris and Brendan Dunn change. It's been great having the three guys as our experts today for Frankston Jeep. And there'll be a secondary ball up, attacking side of the wing. Haven't scored a goal for a while, the Mount Eliza team. 5-4-34 to 11-12-78. Hutchison, another clearance. Sells Candy, beat one tackle, holding the ball, I reckon. Tackled again, lost control. That is a free kick. McGannon will play on. He was about to stop. Gets a hand pass on the outside towards Rouse. Kicks to half forward. Credlin there, off hands. attacking it very, very hard. With a hand pass over the top was Barry. Almost lost control of it. Won by Thomas of Mount Eliza. Loose ball on the wing in front of our commentary position. Still pretty willing. Goonan tried to get a hand pass through traffic and got absolutely accosted. And there's a free kick and it'll go the way of... No, that won't be. The player stopped as Credlin socketed it forward. It's at half forward now. Picked up by Jordan Rouse. Way too slow trying to get around Brenton Credlin. He had the turning circle of the Queen Mary and there's a free kick at half back.
I think the play stopped because Goonan was tackled. He got rid of the ball about 30 seconds before he was tackled.
I know, the umpires must have lost their whistles.
Quick kick towards half forward. From behind, Butland. Colvin has to get rid of it as he took the spillage at the back. Good hand pass on the outside. Burton to Scott. To Rouse. To Nelms. Hard on the boundary. Hooks a left-footer down the line for Mount Eliza. Makes valuable meterage hand and he's out the back. Feeds a hand pass over the top now. Max Morney's kick 2. Has Max Morney kick 3? Yes. Lovely goal on the run. Wobbles at home. 3 goals to young Max Morney. And his team kicks their first goal for a long, long time. 6-4-40, way too late. Frankston YCW on the Grove Syndicates Australia scoreboard, 11-12-78. We'll check around the grounds very, very shortly, thanks to Jeff Wignall Ford, who have got branches at Hastings, Frankston and Mornington. Well, that was a very good goal there by Mount Eliza. What have we got here, Cavi? We've got Frankston Bombers, 90-70. You put your glasses on. I think I can read that. Edithvale, Aspendale, 30. Away you go.
Yeah, we've got Bomb Beach, 92 to Red Hill, 23. That's a real big thrashing. Dramana and Rosebud, 10 points of difference. Dramana's 53, Rosebud 43. And Sorrento and Pines are carrying out a thriller, 68 Sorrento, 65 Pines.
Cool. That'd be a big result for Pines if they got over the line today. More trouble for Sorrento. Quick kick towards half forward again. Picked up by Jordan Rouse. He hooks around the body. Going for 2 in a row here, Mount Eliza. Again, the defence is watertight once more from this brilliant Stonecats team. But coming the other way, Mount Eliza. But they can't take the footy with them. Credlin does. Robust. He gets a hurried kick out. Quick kick around the outer side by... Wallace, and he makes valuable ground. Again, just finding that safety of the boundary line.
Summy 87 to Langwarren 63.
Wow, what a result. Oh, they'll be on fire at Somerville tonight. You're a genius, Brad Canavan. Boundary throwing. Back into play, bouncing ball. But overrunning at Burton. Now he goes back in, gets the hand pass out, taken by Hammond. Hammond gets a kick down the line, nearly intercepted by Byron Barry, who wins at the ground level and says, I want that footy. And he gets a hand pass out once more. They've just got loose men everywhere. Pickus, in his first game for YCW for many a long time.
Game's really fizzed out there.
Yeah, it has.
No one's running anymore.
Picks out another teammate, and that was Mazarek, who goes wide to Hutchison.
There's a bit of a blue. They lost that as well, and I think everyone's just packed up.
Back again to Barry. We'll check some more scores in a second for Jeff Wignall Ford. Black to Credlin. Had 2 to beat. Couldn't beat them, but in at ground level did pretty well. At least halve it. Then it's 1 by Anthony. Gets the hand pass out. Yeah. Black will pick it up again. His recovery superb. Hooks around the body. Nelms and Lambert. Nelms dropped the mark as Lambert lost his footing. Goes in again to get it. But 3 on 1 against, you're not going to win that. It's pretty tough, and there's a free kick. Player brought down on a tackle as Nelms tackled hard and is rewarded with the free kick. Oh, handball to Kelly. Kelly, a bad fumble. Coming the other way, I reckon this guy's played pretty well, Mazarek. Yeah. He does well on the outside to get a teammate who's in a good position. Champus came out from the steel kick, and he takes the mark at left half forward.
Yeah, Mazarek has played a great game, the high half forward role, and he pushes up to the back of the stoppages, which allows him to have an extra back. And he's been doing that role for a long time. He's a veteran of a lot of footy. Played a lot of
Loves the goal, this young fellow, Champus. Takes on an opponent, steps around him, beats 1, beats 2, 45 out, shanks the kick a bit long to full forward. The Mount Eliza defence is there and they knock it out of bounds.
He's exciting, isn't he? He's exciting little player.
I reckon he should have a go. What do you reckon?
Determined to have a go every time, Cavi.
He's great. Yeah, good on him.
What would you say as a coach? Just take it on.
Yeah, let him go.
Yeah, that's his gig. He's got pace and he's confident.
78-40. Max Morney's kicked 3 goals for
Hutchie.
Mount Eliza. Another clearance won by Hutchison. Hutchison will square the ball. Credlin running into space. at half forward underneath the lights. Steadies, then he lowers the eyes. He delivers into the pocket. Mullane, who set it all up early and a big candidate for the BOG, you'd have to say.
How smart was that from Hutchison? Like, he just saw the free player out there. He knew he couldn't kick it to him on the full, but he's just put it out to space and allowed the lead-up target.
Yeah, that's experience and knowing where you're at.
Yep.
You know.
For the Rosebud Country Club. As Butland comes on, he's right on the boundary, underneath the scoreboard, very acute angle, 45 metres out. Mullane's shot at goal is magnificent. That'll be goal of the day. No daylight whatsoever, and he is absolutely nailed the Anytime Fitness goal of the day. Brilliant goal by Blake Mullane. He might have also nailed the BOG too. The boys will give that a little bit later on. 12-12-84 to 6-4-40. And Mount Eliza are going to suffer their second loss of the season and their biggest defeat. Of course, the other one was by 3 points to Red Hill early in the season.
This will see them slide down the ladder to third. I think Bomb Beach with a big win today will go over the top of them. And the Mount Eliza boys' percentage is pretty low. But they've got the draw,
Just indicates this is a very, very good side. The tap down. Hurry kick comes from Sam Mornay, but a wonderful mark getting back. Lambert, how good's he been? At both ends of the ground. Behind the centre square. Kicks to half forward. Almost a good mark to Mullane. He made that look easy. And then he's taken in a tackle. And then he manages to recover. Get it out to Goonan. Goonan throws it on the boot. It's picked up by Steele. Steele into an open goal. Kicks long to fall forward. Fisted away, good defence by Mount Eliza. I've got a feeling on that occasion Troutbeck was trying to push his opponent out and hope the ball might get to him, but it was again good defence by Sam Gill to play in front and force it over the boundary line.
He was strong in the contest there, Gill. I thought
he was.
He got pushed out, but he just recovered well.
Yeah, the Troutbeck tried to get the back position, but he wasn't strong enough.
Boundary throw-in in front of the Jack Wag hill, my favourite hill in local footy. Tapped down again, helped out by Mount Eliza. Play was taken when he didn't have complete control of it. And this will be Kelly with the free kick. Defensive side of the centre square. Left foot kick, stabs it beautifully. McKinnon back in the side today, takes the mark. Plays on quickly, got a player running for him, Mornay. But coming the other way, fisted down by Lambert, but at the drop, Nelms. Gets the hand pass over the top now to Scott. And then a wonderful tackle from behind by Lambert. That'll win him best on ground if he didn't already have it. It was like they were 1 point down. They needed a desperate tackle. They got it as Hammond received it. And he was mown down from behind magnificently. And he spreads it out wide to Barry. Brilliant.
He's done it all, Lambert, today. His goals, tackles like that right at the end of the game really set a standard for your side.
Back to Raphael. Wish that car had turned its lights off. I couldn't see then. As Barry kicks it down the line, down to the wing. Turnover once more. Good play by Butland. Got the hand pass out. They just knock it on again. Here's Steele, close to the boundary. Elects to soccer it. Oh, what a pick up here. This is the big man. Verdu, kick a goal, son. Turns an opponent inside out in front of the scoreboard. Kicks towards Butland. That was good play by the young fella. Butland around the body. Misses to the left-hand side.
Angwin.
This is his... Angwin around the body, sorry. This is his first game, Verdun. What a piece of play that was. Showed dexterity, he showed flexibility, and he showed a bit of skill. The kick back into play finds Kelly. Nearly made a meal of that again. The defence outstanding on that occasion from the Stone Cats, Troutbeck. And the turnover was forced as Hutchison chips in and takes the mark.
He's had a pretty good day too.
Yeah. He has.
All the midfielders for YC play well, but Hutchie's had a ton of the footy and very unselfish play most of the day.
Got great hands for a little player. I mean, he's not little, but for a short player, he's got really good hands.
He can play tall.
Yeah.
He can play tall.
85-40. England's been a star too.
No.
45 metres out.
Let's go on the barrel.
He'll go for the barrel. Off the side of the boot a bit. Big fist from Max Mornay. Close to the boundary line. Kept alive here by Nelms. Can't control it. Again, they've been outnumbered in a lot of the contest. Goonan wins it again. Feeds over the top. Again, the hand pass comes out again. Close to the boundary. Kept alive again by Wallace, and it originally came from Verdue. He did well. Gee, I like him. He's got tremendous flexibility, great agility, the young fella. And he's learning, well, he's not that young, is he really? He's a lot younger than me, but he's doing a great job to be able to fit into this game plan. Boundary throw-in. As he pushed his opponent out in the contest, there's going to be a free kick. Which way is it going? Going Mount Eliza's way.
Dan, with YC, probably the not the weakness, but they don't have many ruckmen. They've got Bailey Smith, and that's it pretty much. So Vidal, hopefully can be a backup ruckman to give him a bit of a chop out. Although Smith's done a pretty good job today, though.
Morning, Nelms, McKinnon, and then Simmons, who's kicking today, has left a lot to be desired, and the turnover on the wing. In front of our commentary position, Raphael. Gill gets back now, held up in a tackle. Did well to dish a hand pass off to Price, but he turns it over to Raphael again, who spiral punts it and standing all on his own.
Wallace.
He could have had a cup of tea.
Have a shot.
And he can go back in his 100th game, Lockie Wallace, and put the icing on the cake.
Raphael's quite fleet of foot, isn't he? He's got that little sidestep about him.
He's a beautiful user of the footy too. And he's one of those guys that's right on the edge of selection every week. And he's found his way into the strongest team this week. So good. I'm really wrapped for him, and he's done all right today.
Been very solid as a smaller defender. Wallace, 40 out. Oh, it's a wobbly kick by Lockie off the side of the boot, and he puts it out of bounds on the full at the Frankston end. It's 12-14-86 on the Great Syndicates Australia scoreboard, 6-4-40. Our major sponsor today, O'Brien's Real Estate, and they're offering $1,000 to a home club if a property lists, sells and settles. As Hutchie has a rest, his Mighty Demons are playing tonight against Essendon. Kick back into play, out of bounds on the other side.
Hutchie.
Ordinary barrel, Hutcho. Ordinary barrel, mate.
Carl Hutchison.
I backed you in,
uncensored on GameFace. Boundary throw in.
Here we go.
Here's Mullane as he did well to intercept the hand pass, and then he got tackled. The hand pass came out from Goddard. Again, fossicking hard for the footy, but pushed off the line of it was Hoorah on that occasion. Sam Mornay goes in for Mount Eliza. They're still trying hard, both teams. But you're right, guys. The Sting went out of this game a long time ago. 45-point lead to the latter leaders, YCW, on the Great Syndicates Australia scoreboard. Thrown up once more. Tapped down by Vu, and no one can get the footy, but he wins it this time. Gets the hand pass out, and then finds another hand pass in the direction of Mullane. High kick towards half forward. And eventually it's knocked over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Troutbeck was shepherded out of that. That should have been a free kick. Shocking.
Let's have a check of around the grounds for Jeff Wignall forward. Brendan Dunn.
Pine's gone to 73, Sereno 68,
Ooh.
so that's a big result.
Well, that'll take
and all the others
off
are
the
pretty comfortable.
Bottom, won't it?
Yeah.
Gee, that is massive.
Bring Tapscott back. Oh, Rosebud 49, getting close to Dramana 53.
Very, very tight game, that one. Ball deep into the attacking zone. That would take Dramana to the cusp of the top 5. The game plan starting to work for them. Their stars have been outstanding this year. Tap down again, close to the goal line. Little hand pass comes out from Mount Eliza. Quick squeezing kick through traffic again by Jordan Rouse. But it comes back to the Stone Cats. To the top of the square, there's a mark. That's mark of the day.
Just
for the Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South. What an outstanding mark that is. And there was a big crowd around him, but Troutbeck just read the flight superbly. Just outside the goal square on a fairly acute angle, and to finish it off, just the repeat inside 50 entries has been one of the reasons why this side has won this game today, Cappy.
Yeah, just Dan Somerville's 95, 78.
Cool. Yeah, they got that.
And he's kicked the goal. He went for the banana or the check side. Depends if you're from South Australia or Victoria. And he's put it through. And another one on the board. 13-13-91 to 6-4-40. And they've belted the Mount Eliza team. And once again, they've kept aside to under 50 points. They've done it all year. Or most of the year anyway, the Stone Cats.
They're looking really strong, and they'd be absolutely wrapped with today's effort. You know, big game, 1v2, and you know, they've come out with a comfortable win, and you know, they couldn't ask for more. And you know, the things are looking good for the Stone Cats at the moment.
Hulks has told
Thrown
me
up again.
looks like Chelsea and Kringle's had a draw.
Really?
Full time.
Gee, I don't know whether that's a good result or bad result.
Well, you're right. Like, I think Cappy may be the ruck, but I can't see a weakness.
Siren!
Can't see a weakness.
Yeah.
Magnificent win
Great
by
win.
YCW. We'll check the scores in a minute for Jeff Wignall forward on the Great Syndicates Australia scoreboard. YCW in a magnificent team performance. 13-13-91, wiping the floor with Mount Eliza. Mount Eliza's biggest loss of the season. Didn't help that two of their best players, Shane Tennant and Bailey Breen, were out before the game started. And they weren't able to replace them adequately. 6-4-40. Some work, obviously, to be done by Mount Eliza. But this YCW side, Wayne Cap, absolutely sensational.
Oh, they played great today, and Paul Goonan would be absolutely thrilled. The coaching panel worked really hard with this group. They would have been up for this game for sure. It's these are massive games when, playing Mount Eliza all the time's hard, but they've been a strong team every week all year, and for YC to come out with convincing winners is a great result for the club. Mount Eliza, be very disappointed with their loss. Obviously, the loss of a couple of key players before the game is tough, but I don't know if they would have made 7 or 8 goals difference. I don't know. I don't think. But YCW's game plan seemed to hold up all day. Their midfield was amazing, and the pressure that was given to the Mount Eliza ball carriers, and they enabled the defence to just rebound it straight back, and they got a lot of goals from half back. With 3 or 4 handballs, a couple of kicks, and really good play.
What you make of it, Holtz?
Yeah, they dominated contested ball and they dominated stoppages, which was huge, and it put Mount Eliza on the back foot early. And then when Mount Eliza threw their players behind the ball, they couldn't get that slingshot that they got going last week. 10-0 was a big loss for them because they didn't really have that forward that could draw 2 or 3 players and make a contest and bring their small forwards into play. But yeah, hats off to YC. That was a really, really even performance from them. And going forward, yeah, they're just ticking all the boxes at the moment. They're not making any mistakes. They're banking wins, which is going to go a long way to them finishing on top of the ladder.
Kev Lyle to come back in that side as Joey Lane makes his way back. And he'll have a few drinks, obviously, with the 1991 Premiership team. They're here for their 30-year reunion. Good to catch up with Josh Kendall, their 4-time Premiership coach, a little bit earlier today. So put on a good show in front of some of the legends of the club was also a bit of a bonus cabbie. But they're almost at full strength now, aren't they?
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, just Kevin to come back in. Riley Hodson's not sure if he'll make it back. He's got to have an operation on his knee. He'd be probably the only one. There's a couple of other guys who are around the edge. Greenwood and a couple of other blokes like that. But, YC are having a good year with injuries. That's really important too.
Ongarello back running. But he's less than 50-50.
Yeah, I wouldn't be banking on that happening. It'd be great for Christian if he could come back. But, look, their defence, is strong. They've got depth in that area. They're not relying on blokes to come back in and stuff. They've got Painter at back. Guys like Briggs, Black down there who have done a great job. They're strong, they've got depth, and they're injury-free, which is the real huge thing.
Well, we need to go through our awards, guys. Of course, our sponsors today, HP and CP Australia, specialists in all your electrical switchboard needs. Anytime fitness goal of the day. There was that one by Brenton Lambert, wasn't there, off the edge of the boot?
Don't worry about Mullane's. Lambert's was the one.
Yeah, well, I thought Mullane's was a ripper too, wasn't it? But Lambert's was a bit better.
Lambert's was A grade.
Yeah, Anytime Fitness, preparing you in the pre-season, maintaining you in season, and helping keep you fit and motivated in the off-season. Final score, of course, Great Syndicates Australia. Scoreboard today, GSA will help you retire in style, significantly enhance superannuation in an ideal retirement lifestyle. A massive win for the Stone Cats. There have been a few upsets for Jeff Wignall Ford, who've been serving the Peninsula community since 1979, and they've got branches in Frankston, Hastings and Mornington. We've seen Somerville beat Langwarrin. Langwarrin have suffered their first loss of the season. Looks like Mornington have had a good win over Seaford.
Yeah, I think
there's been a draw in Coringal and Chelsea in second division as the top 8 were playing each other.
Dramana beating Rosebud's a big win.
Dramana beating Rosebud is a massive win. Both teams on 4 wins and 4 losses.
Pines up by 5
Pines are in front of Sereno.
Yeah, that's massive too, and that puts more pressure on Sorrento.
Imagine them coming off the ground and giving...
Because there is no love loss.
Well, we said on Wednesday night, we go, what if they lose to Pines? They're going to sack this coach?
We'll have 3 very reputable coaches here that could take
Don't you reckon the Henry boys would be giving it to him coming off the ground if they win?
Guy and Bo. Could you imagine that?
Oh, no. That is amazing.
It is. Now, we need the Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South mark of the day. I reckon the one at the end by Trapbeck.
Yeah, that was a beauty.
That was a magnificent mark.
Goddard was pretty strong, took a couple of screamers.
Yeah, he played really well today, didn't he?
Yeah. I remember a fantastic mark just in front of us on the wing here by Goddard, where he got off the ground. I wouldn't mind rewarding that one. That was a beauty.
Oh, geez, he good.
And BOG, Rosebud Country Club, brand new sponsor. Come and discover what makes Rosebud Country Club unique and highly regarded. We look forward to giving you a warm welcome. What do you think, gentlemen? Lambert's in the mix, England's in the mix, Mullane's in the mix. There's a lot of them, isn't there?
Yeah,
I thought Hura was outstanding.
Yeah, for me, you're right. You mentioned those 3 boys. I thought England was great. He's a young fellow who's just improving every game, and he's only 21.
He's got red hair, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Okay.
We'll still love him.
I don't give her best on grounds to redhead.
Don't you?
No.
But for me, Mullane, hands down.
Oh, he was
Mullane?
good. I really thought Lambert's game was fantastic. He could have...
He played everywhere, didn't he?
Well, didn't he end up kicking 4? Did he kick 4?
Yes.
Yeah, he kicked 4 when he was in the back line all day. He was running through the midfield on a wing. I thought he was exceptional.
Might have to go...
Oh, what's the... Dunny's coming up.
I go Mullane first half when the game's in the balance. He was
incredible,
but I've got a bit of a crush on him.
You get that with players. You see him and you go, "Ooh, I like this. I like this. I'll enjoy watching
his work rate was amazing, and the way he pushes both ways really hard and creates options. He's hard to play on.
He's like down in a nightclub. He pushes both ways and creates options. It's fantastic.
You haven't seen me in a nightclub.
I don't know.
Very shy, quiet.
Oh, you'd be stealth. You'd be stealth. You would be stealth.
What's the old saying? I've gone in with lots of money and come home with a patch of my tyres. The late great Bert Bryant used to say when he'd go to the horse races. But anyway, gentlemen.
It's the more knockbacks you get, the closer you are to actually getting one, aren't you?
Never was with me.
No?
No, if it was running film stars, I'd end up with Lassie. Thank you, gentlemen. Great to have you with us. Thank you, Tom, for all the hard work. Glenn Carter, Andrew Schneider for welcoming us here today for the 30-year anniversary of the 1991 Premiership team.
Well done,
to Brendan Dunn, to Chris Holcomb, to also Wayne Capp for HP and CP Electrical. We've got a huge footy show, first and second division for O'Brien Real Estate, because there were some upsets today and they put the cats among the pigeons, and in the words of my old Latin teacher, separated the sheep from the goats, and we'll find out a bit more about that on our footy shows during the week. We've got plenty of local footy tomorrow. I'll be at Berwick, looking forward to seeing the top age under-17s in C Division take on Frankston Dolphins, and we'll of course have more MPNFL footy during the week. We thank O'Brien's Real Estate, our major sponsor, and get your GameFace on.